It should be fine. I mean, I equally end up looking at my.
Downtime.
Yeah, there we go. You're fine. Well, yes. So we are on downtime, and you'll know when it's your cue to come in on this one as well, by the way, because obviously one of the first ones we're going to be doing is introducing you as the new character. So
Origin.
it's not yet, but you know, we're getting there. We're getting there.
We're live.
We are live. Yay, it's working. Yay. Hello, people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. The standard welcome to the DK109 channel. It's the weekend, which means it's time for a bit more D&D. Lovely stuff. We all enjoy it. And this is the a Saturday, of course. That means it's the turn of the Saturday Spiders. Hey, Mojo. Where there is a new spider in town, who is a young chap called Sean, who's come to join us. He's one of Ty's friends. Say hello, Sean.
Yeah.
Is that you there? Is that you there as Vistari?
I lagged out for a second there. That was the worst timing ever. I was just waiting for you. I was like, what's he going to say next?
Anyway, as you can tell, he's going to fit right in. Have I? I'm just thinking, because I've got across the Saturday, the Sunday, and the Monday, I've now got 15 people that I'm looking after, and I'm trying to think if any of you are actually competent.
You know what?
Well, if you have to think whether or not maybe you're not.
Oh, I love you all. I love you all. If I meant it, I wouldn't say it.
That is kapow.
Oh no, not that again.
Every game we have combat.
me.
Yeah, we have the kapow. So, of course, being Saturday, it's we are joined by a wonderful selection of amazing reprobates. We're joined by Badger, who was not late today. Well, we are starting a little bit late, but as in the grand scheme of things, wasn't late today. We're joined by Dakota, who also was not late today.
Darn tootin'.
We've got Westlaw,
Hey.
who also was not late today. There's a good pattern going here as well. We've got Ty.
Always on time.
We got Ty's friend Sean, who was very nearly late. He said, "I'll be there for 8." 8:02 clocks in.
Yeah, well.
Well,
Probably.
yeah.
That's the mining card.
To be fair, actually, Jem, no, Ty wasn't late. He was not early. Put it that way. He was not early. So the party is currently they're resting up. They've completed their assessment run through the Silver Talon Adventuring Guild initiation process, which is basically a randomly generated dungeon very similar to the Modern Kainen's Magic. And they've done that, and they're getting their downtime session, their downtime week in Neverwinter, and they had a couple. They've been told there's a couple tasks they need to do. They've done their first task, their first little errand they needed to do, which was the Monday, and that's basically where we ended up. Was the end of their Monday night. Now, some of you, because basically the job in the Monday, like the Monday and Monday morning sort of thing, was to go and get your sigils registered with Sigurd, who is doing all this stuff. I'm guessing Sean is Vistari.
No, that's me.
That's you.
I'm on my brother's computer. My daughter is currently sleeping in my room.
Okay.
I'm on my brother's computer, and I've just realised that he's still signed into Twitch.
There we go. Genius. Fantastic. Quick, make him follow me. But yeah, so we got that, and they still got all their sigils registered with Sigurd. And then you spent the rest of your days doing some stuff for yourselves. What did Badger, what did Grokash get up to? Can you remember?
He went. Oh wait, was this for like last session?
Yeah.
So the time he was awake, he went to a local pub. He found some armor and went around and got himself a nice new shiny glaive.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shopping day for Grokash. What did Dakota? What did Amia get up to?
Mia went and with Nimril and Grogash to the armor shop, and she got measured for a set of tail armor, which she's pretty excited about if they can actually make it work. And then she, after doing all the sigil business, she went and got a job at the Black Manatee in the Waffa.
And I'll leave you two till last. Ty and Westlaw. What did Pook and Nimriel get up to? That sounds really dodgy.
Yeah, it sounds weird. It's not
Sounds like Nimir's going to be jealous as fuck.
Yeah. Well, after Nimriel left, Nimir and Grokash grouped up with Pook. They went to read some books in a special place, not a cheap ass sellout place.
Yeah, it's worth saying that first we went to Quills and Quillians, which is a complete fucking con. And Pook was not at all impressed, and he made sure that was well known by the. I'm hesitant to call him the proprietor of Quills and Quillians. Following that, myself and Nimriel, we went to the library in the Mage Quarter, and we have begun to study extra-dimensional creatures.
Mm-hmm. And I believe you'll actually then return to the Blue Stallion for your nice evening of meal and sleeping.
On that note, when you say it like that, they left that library pretty late, so they'd come in pretty late, huh? So I guess Namia might get super jealous.
Yeah,
to be fair, we did stick around until we were kicked out.
Yeah.
Living that high life, kicking out time at the library. Yeah, boy.
And
Namia would be coming in after a while after last call, so
yeah,
probably be like 3 a.m.
So you're all going to bed rather late. Well, actually, yeah, Nimir is probably going to be the last one into bed, because she's working at the Black Manatee. So yeah, you've all bunked down for your night at your various times of coming in, and in the morning, it's like relatively bright and early, probably about it would be about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. And the town is let's just go from being the intro music there. We'll move on to some town music.
Oh, better check to see if my volume was lowered.
There you go. Now it's not particularly noisy as such, but there is certainly enough of a hustle and bustle that if you are a light sleeper, it may well wake you. It's a city. It's the capital city of the area. It is, as we've said before, it's very similar to London or New York. It's a sort of, it's one of those cities that never really sleeps. There's always something going on. But when it starts getting to quite early in the morning, is when a lot of the people that will start doing what they need to do, like setting out their market stalls, heading off to their own jobs, doing this, that, and the other. The hunting parties going out to do their morning bits for it. So it's one of the things where it's a noisy place. And let's have a ask about, shall we? And what we're going to do is just go along the order. So who do we reckon? Who do we think would be up particularly early? Who would be the first person up? After what's been going on last night and everything for it, and how late you got in, who would be up early in the morning? What sort of time do you reckon you guys would be waking up individually?
I would be awake.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
I'm fairly sure Pook would be, because he's actually found a library. He's actually found a library that has
Pook hasn't
books
slept.
in it. There are books in this library, and as an added bonus, these books are not trying to eat me.
I was waiting for that.
So that is always a plus, and certainly has Pook excited.
Okay, dokie. So, is anyone going to be particularly sleeping in then? Let's swap the question around. Is anyone going to be sleeping in?
Namia would sleep until. They'd have an idea of where Rashid's shop was, correct?
Yeah. So that's the point. I
she'd
need
wake
to
up
put
at the
Rashid's
last
shop in.
possible second and roll into her armor
Well, I
and then
think
make her
you.
way there.
I think you were told that. Is it? You need to go to Rashid's for. I think it was lunchtime, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 9
Don't we have a
a.m.
9
Was it
a.m.
9?
meeting?
Oh no, yeah. You guys are 9 a.m. Yeah, you're 9 a.m. Yeah, it was lunch. It was too many things. You have your schedules. It's all good. Yeah, so 9 a.m. Okay, so you're going to be. It's probably looking at you be needing to be leaving. Probably, yeah. You need to be like leaving Blue Stallion at about 8:30. So yeah, so we'll say it's 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Is
she'll have a
is
bit of a droll
the time
trail
for
she hasn't found yet.
I'm going to actually not. Rashid's is because it's going to be hard for me to fit it in. Rashid's shop is between Sigurd's sigils and Darius's elixirs, so it's in that same sort of area.
Okay.
But obviously I can only fit in so many labels and stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely. So Pook is awake and he is studying,
Okay, so
as usual, his spell book, preparing for the day.
if anyone were to come down to breakfast, they would find the people that they'd seen there the previous morning, other patrons of the Blue Stallion, as well as their companion and guide, Fellatio Hornblower, who's sitting at their at the little booth near the actual bar itself, and he's not alone. He is sitting with another dwarf. So we'll see who wants to come over and introduce themselves to this friend, if anyone does want to at all.
Fuck him. No, I'm just kidding. Nimril will go down for some food. That's,
Yeah, Grokash would as well.
Yeah.
Pook is going to go down for food. However, he's kind of slowly walking down, nosing some of the notes that he made.
I didn't mean to ping that.
It's going to turn into a book if he keeps reading.
Yeah.
What did you specify exactly what time this is?
We'll say it's that's all that hazy time between 7:30 and 8 in the morning.
Okay, yeah, she's not there yet.
I'm not really paying attention to much. I'm just kind of following everybody else because I'm not using my eyes to walk. I literally am just reading while walking.
It's a shame we don't have a tail to follow. Nimril will go over and speak with the two dwarfs then.
Pook will sit at the table as well.
Well, we'll say that Fellatio and this other dwarf, they're just sat talking. They're talking to each other in Dwarvish, which, in case you're wondering, is basically an incredibly thick Scottish drawl. If ever you've spoken to a drunk Scotsman, you've heard people talk in Dwarvish. Oh, good morning, you lot. Good morning, how did you all sleep? I noticed some of you didn't come in till quite late.
Yeah. Who are these?
These are the guys I was telling you about. They're the spiders. They're the ones that they've.
Alright.
Yeah, because you remember. Wait. Back when you and I was first actually like getting involved. Well, when I stayed, but you didn't choose to stay. We were first getting involved in Silver Talons, right? And then you had that family emergency. You had to go rushing back and all that other stuff. By the way, how is your sister?
But we don't talk about that. No,
that's fine. No, that's fine. It's fine. Anyway, no, right. Okay, so this is another group. This is another group, right? And these are the guys. They've but there's only 4 of them because, well, I don't know why there's only 4 of them, to be honest. I think I reckon that what's his name, Ilaran. I reckon Ilaran was trying to like test out a new theory, like maybe a smaller group can do better. I don't see it happening, to be honest. I see them probably dying. So these are the guys I was reckoning you should join up with. And I'll sort out the paperwork. I'll take care of it. I'll have a chat with Cormac and get them on the books.
Sound.
Amid that, Nimril's going to whisper to Grokash, I know they're short, but 2 of these is too much for me.
Grokash is just gonna look down and like raise his hands in like utter confusion at what the fuck is being said. And then turn to the other two and just smile.
Hey, Uzo, that chap there, the big one there with the horrible look on his face. He doesn't. He's not an angry man. It's just the way his face looks. He's Grokash. He's the one who tried to kill them all. Apparently, is what I was saying. Apparently, he tried to kill everybody. I don't know.
Warily wave
at this
and
point.
nod. All right.
I only saw the report and Cormac was laughing when he told me, so I can't say properly what the details are.
Pook will take a look up from his notes at this point. There's no apparently about it. And then we'll return to reading the notes again.
Let him try.
All right, pal. All right.
I am
Right.
more concerned with his lack of understanding for somebody else's possessions.
Huh?
That one's Nimriel. Just don't touch her stuff and you should be fine. She gets way too angry for no good reason. But she's useful in a fight. Very useful in a fight, though. Very useful in a fight.
All right, that's good to know.
The little one there, his name's Pook. Just occasionally feed him a book and tell him it's hungry. It'll be quite a laugh.
I'm sorry, my name?
Nothing, young man. Just go back to enjoying your book. You'll be fine.
I think you'll find my name is Almaster Warren Gebedo Pook Temepin. Thank you very much.
Like I said, his name's Pook.
Can I have that in writing, please?
Certainly.
Where's?
Scripts do you read?
Hey,
Say that again.
What scripts do you read?
I'm like to think myself as a wee bit multicultured. I read.
hey, culture like fucking cheese, man. You are Jesus.
I like to read dwarvish, goblin, gnome if you've got it.
Gnome?
No.
Well, funnily enough, being a gnome, yes, I do speak gnomish.
Nah, see, I'm very good at this.
Yes.
Hey!
Well, whatever
Hey,
you
Pookie!
prefer.
Pookie boy, where's your girlfriend?
There is no response to that. He's literally
back.
not. He's reading now. He's just ignoring and reading.
Anyway, there's another lassie as well. She's one of them tieflings, very pretty tiefling, man. You know how some of them they get a bit like snouty and stuff. She's not snouty at all. She's proper looker. She is. She's lovely.
Are you pulling my leg?
No, but just trust me. When you see her, you'll know her. You'll think no. She's just the right devil for me. That's what you'd be thinking. That's what you'd be thinking.
I'll take your word for it. And
About this time, Namia's getting up, trying to pull her armor on without hitting the floor.
all right.
Well, she's upstairs, just you know.
I'm just thinking, can we have just like a little acrobatics roll from it to see whether or not you just completely like a tree just thump. So everybody just from upstairs you just hear boom. It's like, oh, I suppose that'll be her.
Son of a bitch.
You said she was a tiefling. That didn't sound like no tiefling.
Oh, she wears armor.
And she better do with that bang.
Yeah, well, I'm going to leave that one where it lay. Anyway, right. So these are the guys I was saying about. Hang around with them for a little while. They're going to be. They're here. You know how we had that nice little time where we get to spend like we spent a week in well we were way up further north. What did I say up further north? He says hastily checking his map because he's a fucking idiot and he hasn't remembered any of this at all. You know when we did our downtime up in Luskin when we were working out of the guild hall in Luskin, but before we actually got the proper place for the guild. Well, it was the same thing, but now we're doing it in Neverwinter. It's a little bit nicer now.
That's all right. I'll go with these then. No
Okay.
problem.
Wait, I'm going to be spending the rest of my time here because I've got some drinking to catch up on with a few of my other friends. So if you need anything, you know where you find me.
Aye, I'll come back when I need you.
And
So
just
I'm
like
gonna-
that, a new character gets introduced to the party. Seamless.
Sorry, I'm back. I apologise if I interrupted the dialogue there.
Oh, you're right.
You did massively. You've broken everything.
Mm.
Oh, thanks a lot.
That's it. The whole
Plays as Growcast.
whole session's a write-off. Whole session's a write-off.
Oh, my immersion.
Ah, God, he got me right in the immersion. Ah.
Still a little bit groggy. Namia comes down the stairs clanking a bit. And she got her sword on her shoulder. And she kind of walks towards the table and puts her sword on the table. And leans against Fellatio with an elbow. And says, I need coffee. Wake up.
Yeah, right, hang on. Hey, what the fuck did I even call the guy? Does anyone remember what I called the proprietor of the Blue Stallion?
Fuck no.
Because I can't find.
I've got
I
Inkeep's
can't-
name as Fosco Oldwart.
That's it, yeah, because I can't find my red notebook anywhere. My red notebook is the one that's got all these notes in. I don't know where it's gone. Yes, so I haven't had a chance to transfer them all over. I haven't had a chance to transfer them all over into digital yet. I've been dragging my heels on that bit because things like they're in the book. They'll be fine. Where's the book? Fuck if I know. Okay, yeah. So hey, first score. Another like one of them. Yeah, them couple of bally things. You're not the stuff that wakes people up. So, oh yeah, yes, sorry, yeah. He comes along. And he brings you over a nice little wooden cup of steaming coffee.
She downs it in one go and hisses at the burn, and then slams it on the table. Okay.
Bosco.
Haven't we got somewhere to be?
Sorry, sir.
Cheese and bread, Fosco, please.
Hey, come right up. He disappears, and he comes back out with a tray with like about 3 or 4 different types of cheese on it, and a basket of roughly torn hunks of bread.
Although you do look it, and you probably do feel it. Nemea, we have not slept through the day, and we are not late. Do not worry.
Oh, well, that's good. She snags a piece of bread and then realizes there's another dwarf. And she says, hi there. Hi, I'm Nemea Vilethang. And she shoves a hand in his face.
Just gonna take a wide-eyed and a lean back, shake it. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm sure. I was like maintaining eye contact.
She's got a firm grip, but she's not one of those to try and test the strength out by pushing it too hard. But she says, "Well, what's your name?"
My name's Roland Hammer, and just kind of like looking at the like crippling pain of the fist there. And you can call me Roland.
All right then, Roland. What are you doing here? Joining us for breakfast?
Aye, I believe I am, yes.
All right then. And she starts shoving her face full of bread, like no manners at all. Just.
Nice.
Have I learned anything, by the way, DM, regarding extraplanar creatures yet?
We shall have to see what happens if and when you encounter one and make a nature roll.
Okay, do I think I've learned anything?
The real question.
Well, Pook always thinks he's learned something, doesn't he? Let's be fair.
Yes.
Pook does feel like he's got some more knowledge. Pook feels like he's got some more knowledge. But we shall have to wait and see whether or not our Jesus believes you have the knowledge as well.
It's whether I remember it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Nimiel's gonna steal some bread and cheese off of Pook as well.
Yeah.
I was assuming that Pook ordered for the table because that's what he. That's,
Nope.
He has now.
well, to be fair, that's what Fosco brought out. He brought out like a big bit. He assumed that because he saw that no one else had food. He's like, oh right, yes, and he brought out enough food for the table. So there is plenty enough cheese and bread there.
Pook will lean over to Nimria at this point and like very excitedly point at a piece of the notes he's been making. It seems here, looking from what this author believes, that the astral lace actually permeates most of the extraplanar creatures we are likely to come across. That's fascinating, isn't it?
This is too early to be talking about books. Let me eat.
Oh, you've broken his little heart.
And to think I had hope in you, Nick.
Grokash just pats him on the back. It's like, it's okay.
I will read it later.
Yes, I'm sure you will.
Don't do that! Dick.
Oh,
So
okay.
Roland
Very nice.
Hammer's going to be beadily watching everything whilst privately cheers to himself a piece of bread and a bit of cheese.
Well,
As long as it's free.
if it's free, take 3.
That's the rule.
So, Felicio does mention after about like 5-10 minutes or so, he does mention
Mention.
Did
what?
you fall asleep?
He died.
Sorry, no. Cause, bear in mind that I can see that message, guys. I would suggest if you need to like do little messages to each other, do it via Discord, because otherwise the stream chat is going to pick it up.
No, that's
Oh yeah.
honestly, it's fine. It's fine that the stream chat can see that because it's part of the game.
Yeah, it is true. The thing is that it can only see half of it. It can only see the yeah, it can only see Namia's chat for whatever reason, some bizarre
that's
reason.
weird.
Yeah, it's possible because
I saw a K from her.
it's possible.
Yeah,
The thing is, I can see nothing. I can see. Can she respond to that? I can see that as well. I'm wondering if it's because Namia, you're sending the messages as Namia, and Pook maybe sent it as Westlaw.
No, I'm sending them
We're not seeing any of yours, Westlaw.
Yeah.
No, you won't see any of mine because they're not to you.
No, what I mean is the stream chat isn't picking them up.
On the stream. On the stream.
Yeah, no, it's weird that you can't see mine. It's strange because I'm sending them as Pook.
That's peculiar.
That's peculiar. What?
Oh god.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway.
Everybody thinks you're a dick.
Anyway, yeah. So it's after about 5 minutes or so, and everyone's like having their breakfast. Felicio does speak and says, "Don't forget, you've got that appointment this morning. You don't want to be late for Rashid."
Namia pops to her feet. Is it time to go? She's still kind of listening a little bit.
It's not so
spent
much
the
about-
night at the Black Manatee.
Not so much
Good
about
job.
being time to go, just more the fact that you got to get over to the merchant district, and I don't know how quickly y'all want to be working.
Well, getting a blood
Grokash
going.
will
Wake me up some.
Grokash will nod, and he'll pick up some of the cheese and bread that's still left on the table, put it in his pocket, and then be ready to leave.
Yeah, ready to leave.
Okie dokes.
Meal
So-
slap Grokash on the back.
Oh.
Say, I found this new bar last night. I'm working as a tender. Got a little bit of coin in my pocket.
Ooh.
Dear
dear.
Lila, dear Lila. Yes?
Nimriel's gonna snatch that piece of paper from Pook and start reading as she walks out.
Okay, dokes. So, you're heading out towards Rashid's, and so it takes you about 20-30 minutes to get there, because it's a little old way, and the streets are busy enough, but it's not you can't get through, but the streets are busy enough. Occasionally, you're having to stop to let a cart go by, that sort of thing. So we just make. Let's turn it down a bit too far. But you do eventually end up inside this shop here. And let me just load up my my little.
Yeah, it's
Dial
definitely
up
Rashid.
Oh god.
So
Look at that guy's eyes.
you walk into
Some shit.
Rashid's fine tunics, and the person behind the counter, as you walk in, like there's a little bell that jingles as the door catches it, as one would expect in fine establishments. It's like, welcome, you're here to be measured, yes, for the fine clothing, yes, you must divest yourselves of your regular clothing so that I can measure you, yes, divest your clothes now, you must undress so that I can measure you. It is the time, it is the way.
Namia
His
gets
eyes
a
shifting
visibly
all over the place.
uncomfortable look on her face.
Yeah, actually, can Nimriel just step behind Grokash for once she's actually going to be uncomfortable with a guy?
But that goes on for about 30 seconds or so before an imp flutters through from one of the back rooms, and the imp is immaculately dressed. I mean, it's it's an incredibly fine suit on this imp. The imp's only about 1.5 feet tall. And it's that classic imp thing of us like what would be quite a scrawny little humanoid figure with bat wings. But this one, it lands and it stands up straight and it goes, Nadal, you will stop being so vile. My friends, I must apologise. I would not keep him around at all, were it not for the fact that his skill with needle and thread is utterly remarkable and cannot be beaten at all. I am Rashid. I was made aware that you would be attending the store this morning, and I'm here to measure you, I will not be doing the measuring, but I'm here to have you measured and tunics prepared for you as your uniform as a part of this Silver Talons. Now, I'm able to provide you with a basic uniform or a more dress uniform. The only thing I must request is that if you do wish one of the dress uniforms, that you will pay 10 gold pieces to make up for the material cost that your patrons will not be providing. Now, as you can see from myself here, and he like flutters up to like a bit of a pedestal near the middle of the shop. He extends his wings and his arms and starts to do like a little turnaround. As you can see here from myself, that it does not matter what your build is, your size, your shape, I'll be able to make garments for you that'll be beyond compare. Take your time, have a think. Think on maybe colours and materials you would like to feature in your dress, in your garments. And then when you know what you would like, do not hesitate to call me. Nadal, back to your room.
At his display showing off his own attire, Nemia will give a polite, respectful clap.
Yeah, Grokash is like excited. He wants a suit, so he's like clapping just like, quite loudly once she starts clapping.
Can Nemia make a roll to see if she knows whether or not an imp is a devil or a demon? Or she just know?
From your own heritage, the fact you're tiefling, you would know.
So what is he?
Oh, sorry. I thought you knew and were asking like for like the difference between player character and player knowledge and what's name knowledge. Sorry, I misunderstood the question.
Sorry.
Imps I believe they're devils. Just checking to make sure. Yes, they are. They are devils.
Okay, thank you.
Carol will get so Roland Hammer even. He would like be sour faced and a bit like skeptic looking. He's just like checking himself out, wondering why he needs to get dolled up for money.
Why the sour look there, Roland?
I don't want to pay. What's wrong with what I've got on?
Oh no, sir, you misunderstand me. Please, I apologise. I do sometimes get a little bit caught up with my own little bit of banter and patter. There is, if you just wish for the basic uniform, there is no charge. It is only if you wish for the dress uniform that I would request you pay a little bit towards it to cover off the material cost. If you only wish for the basic uniform, which is a lovely tunic in like a dark grey with some more white paneling and nice sort of like a slight metallic fleck to some of the piping on it to make it so you have the silver from the Silver Talon. There's no charge for that. That is absolutely fine. That is covered off by the retainer that is paid me on a monthly basis by your patrons. I only ask if you want one of the more esoteric designs. If you would like something a little bit more ostentatious, one of the dress uniforms, of which there are many designs to pick from, and you can of course have as much input as you would like, that you would be merely pay some towards the dress uniform. The main uniform, the basic uniform, there will be no charge.
So a bit more relieved now. I don't need the sizes. I'll send you over mine.
That's entirely up to you, sir. Actually, I must admit, I do recognise you.
Well, I've been around a little bit, making tinkering and that.
I believe I recognise you from. Have you You're a long-standing member of the guild, are you not? Am I? I do remember you. I do remember you. Maybe I was.
Yeah, I've been there a while. I've been there in and out, been around.
A few years ago, I was sent a number of documents regarding existing members of the Silver Talons, and should they ever require replacement clothing and replacement uniform, their measurements and preferred designs and styles. Your roll something, I believe.
Aye, that's me. I'm not
Roll
surprised you've heard of
something.
it. And I'm like a proud look around the group, like, yeah, hey.
Yes.
And
yes. I believe I may need to adjust the measurements, though. You've grown a little bit.
aye, well, I do try.
Yes.
And yeah,
Maybe.
we're looking a bit more happy now that everything's free and
Yes.
custom
Well,
fit.
of course, if you require, of course, I can take the clothing you're wearing right now and let it out a little bit to make sure you don't have to hold your paunch in so much, sir.
Nemia
You want me
giggles
to
under her
take
breath
it off
and
now.
starts examining the wares and the sword.
Cool. So basically, this is your opportunity to, if you would like to have, for your characters, like them to have a particular fancy uniform that they can use when they're doing business actually within the guild, like if they're actually at the guild, or if they're going to be sent to anything a little bit fancier, like say for example they're being sent to go and take a job from a noble, then maybe having a dress uniform could be a handy thing to have. So this is your opportunity. If you have things you would like to have as part of your dress uniform, discuss them with the guy now, and then also what we'll do is we'll make a note on your character sheets, like in the notes for it, of what you want those dress uniforms to be, if you want a dress uniform, and we'll make it so that, you know, if it's possible, I'll try and get someone to do some artwork for the characters as well.
Quick question is,
Yes.
In fact, I'll just ask Rashid then. Rashid, are
Yes,
we
sir.
have our sigils emblazoned on our uniform?
That is entirely up to you. It is something that I am capable of arranging.
Oh, I had no doubt that you were capable. Is this the done thing?
It is down to each individual's choice.
Then I wish to have it, and I will happily pay the extra 10 gold pieces for the dress uniform. And wear it for
Certainly,
pride.
sir. Certainly, sir. If you would like to enter into the dressing room just on the side, that he indicates one of the, like a little booth, and says there is inside there is an enchanted mirror. What the mirror will do is, when you stand in front of the mirror, it will take and record your measurements for me.
Fascinating.
It is. It's a very simple basic enchantment on the mirror, and what it does is essentially, when you're standing in front of the mirror, when you're standing still, it will basically it takes in like sort of like you know, those wire mesh image sort of things for it, very like Tony Stark sort of thing. It essentially does a magical version of that of you, and records that for him.
Nemia is very intrigued by this idea, and she's immediately gonna follow Pook and like poke her head in the curtain behind the curtain. Yeah, and she says, "Does it measure everything? Can it measure my horns?"
There's a small yellow diamond just blinking in the top corner of the mirror at the moment, and it's not doing anything.
Pook will turn around. As much as I do appreciate your horns, I would appreciate them not being a part of my uniform. So if you don't mind, some privacy.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to see if it would work. Okay, well, I'll take my turn. And she steps out and lets him have his privacy.
So yeah, the yellow diamond disappears, and there's a very like a soft, very gentle magical hum, like a sort of thing. It's not intrusive. It doesn't sound like there's something whirring away. It's like a little resonance in the air. And Rashid doesn't get, my dear, if you would like to, there is another booth available. I had 2 booths installed for this very purpose.
Excellent.
Can I make a quick Arcana check? I want to see if I can kind of glean what kind of school of magic the enchantment hails from.
Yeah, go on then. So essentially, it's the school of magic for it would be illusion. That's the core element of it. Essentially, it's like a pre-programmed version of like a form of the minor illusion spell.
Okay, yeah.
Or silent image. So like it's halfway between minor illusion and silent image.
Namia will head into the second booth, and the sound of her taking off her armor and everything can be heard.
Yeah, and again, basically the same sort of things will happen.
Grokash asks if the shopkeep, if this is meant to be battle worthy, like, can I wear this over armor, or
Well,
is it meant to be instead of?
the uniform itself would be something that one would wear either instead of or under their armor. Obviously, it depends on the final design as to what would be most suitable for it. But there is I can as a part of the dress uniform, I can arrange to have a tabard made that will go over the top of your armor.
Nimriel waves her hand up. Yes,
Great
Yes,
idea,
my-
Grokesh. Namia called.
So, what was that?
Namia
she was
called
agreeing
for-
with him.
Yeah.
Nimriel was saying, yes, please.
You want the top? Okay, so basically, any of these design requests and things that you're doing, make a note of what they are on your character sheet under the notes bit at the bottom. Then what we'll do is I'll go through afterwards and I'll make whatever notes I need to make sure that everything is absolutely fine and fantastic. Yes, now it will take me after all the measures and stuff. It will take me about a week or so to have all these garments put together. They'll be delivered back to the Guildhall for you, so you'll be collecting them from your. I believe they actually provide them at your barracks, possibly at the quartermaster. I'm not entirely sure on the inner workings of your guild, of course. But yes, you won't need to return here in order to collect them. They'll be provided to you at your place of living. And but I must request, if you are taking the advanced uniforms, the dress uniforms, that you make your payments today, as I will need to buy the material.
Pook will hand over his 10 gold pieces at this point. But also, he'll kind of step into Rashid a little bit in a lowered tone. Now, Rashid.
Yes, sir.
I must admit, I'm unsure whether this is a faux pas or not, but I'm absolutely fascinated by your origin. How did you come to be here?
Well, I am not what I appear. I am a man. However, I may have upset a powerful mage with a cut of design for the dress of his wife and of his mistress, getting them the wrong way round.
So you're not. So people almost completely ignore the kind of situation behind it. More fascinated now by the even more information. So you're not truly demonic.
No, this is some. It doesn't feel like an illusion spell as such, because as you can see, I have control of my wings here, and he flaps them a little bit, and like he's like as he's doing it, he like comes off the ground by about like 2 or 3 inches, and then just lands again very easily. As you can see, I'm in full control of my body here. This does not feel as if it is some form of illusion. I feel as if he has truly edited the core of my being. And I do not know, unfortunately, if it is permanent or temporary, as no one has yet been able to find out for me. To be fair, I have not spent a huge amount of time doing it. It's somewhat of a blessing in disguise, I find, as I'm able to show that my skill is that of being able to cater to creatures of all shapes and sizes.
Truly fascinating. Can I see if I might know the sort of spell that might be involved in this? Is this something I might have read of in my original library that was burnt or what have you?
Yes, you can have an Arcana check, and I'm going to quickly double check the spell names to make sure I tell you the right one in case you do find out what it is.
I got a 20.
You got a 20, you did get a 20.
Da-da-da-da.
Hey, no, you don't get that sound unless it's a nat 20.
Oh.
Wind your neck in, son.
I am disappointed.
I am disappointed. And do. Okay, so well, the one thing I'll tell you straight away, it is definitely transmutation.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let me just quickly double check this. Let me double check this because
Sorry,
No, it's not
poop
that one.
things again.
Who done do things?
Poop things.
Yeah, no, it is transmutation.
Okay.
And with the 20, using your arcane senses, you perceive around him the varying weaves of magic that are and have previously been in action, and you can't fully, you don't fully know what one spell has done this, but if you had to take a guess, you'd say it is something similar to True Polymorph, but you get the feeling that maybe the wizard has also got druidic knowledge. The wizard that did it was making use of druidic knowledge as well as that True Polymorph.
Tell me, Rashid.
Yes, sir.
This wizard, was he? Would you say he was in tune with nature?
I'm afraid I don't know. It was he was a client who requested 2 dresses with 2 different sizes, and I got them the wrong way around.
This does appear, and I may well be wrong, but this does appear to be a true polymorph spell. But there is some kind of permanency attached to this, some kind of almost druidic magic. This truly fascinates me, and I wish to know more, but you have a job to do. I shall research on my own, and if I do indeed find any more, I will be quick to tell you.
DM hastily flicking through his books.
Nimiel's going to snatch his previous spot if Grokash hasn't actually done that.
What do you mean?
The measurements.
Oh right, so you're okay, yep. So you can all take your time you need to do to get yourselves measured up.
I think my character's just gonna roll on Hammond, just gonna take the basic tunic and be on with it.
Yeah. So there's no extra charge for you if you are just having the basic tunic, but you can make a note of the fact that you will have a nice simple basic tunic. It's in like I say, it's mostly a dark grey tunic and breeches, and it's like a whole little ensemble there. And it does come with a set of like nice shoes. They're like like dress leather shoes, and assorted belts and as such would be needed by a person. It's got a white panel that's is on the over the right breast pocket sort of area, and that panel, I'm on the wrong side. That panel would be where it would have any sigil you request. So if you want your own sigil, if you want the sigil of the silver talon, if you would like some combination.
Sorry.
No, it's on the Fuck, I have it on the left. Left makes more sense because then it's over the heart.
Sorry.
My brain was having because I was still thinking of various spells at the same time. That's why my brain wandered.
Sorry.
Yeah, so the left hand side, over the left breast, basically. Yeah, so basically to as one wears the thing with pride over their heart, that same sort of thing there. So you have any sigil there, be it your own sigil or the sigil of the silver talons. Or however you want to do that. So that would be how that goes together.
Nemea will go ahead and step out of the measuring room, and she's got her armor in her hands, but she's of course got her undergarments on. But she stepped out so someone else could step in to get measured, and she'll start putting her armor back on.
Okay.
So, Grokash, sorry.
So all in all, it's going to take you guys about half an hour, 45 minutes or so to go in, have that little instruction, and get yourselves all measured up.
So can I just want Grokash just wants to ask if I can have 2. One that's a war tabard like to wear over armor, and one that's a suit.
Okay. So as the dress uniform bit.
Yeah. So I'd like pay for.
Yes, well,
Whatever.
yes. So with 10 gold, yes, 10 gold for that dress uniform, and if you're looking for the tabard to go over the top as well, material costs probably need to be a little more hard wearing, stronger stitching to take care of the things, a little bit larger fit over the arms. So another 5 golds worth of material for the material and labour.
Yes. So I smile and run off into the room.
This is what, sunset.
Yeah.
I've got what I want! Yay!
Nimriel will return, and I assume you want me to just make the requests with him, even if I do take note of what.
Yeah, make So make obviously make a note of the sort of things you're after, but also do the request so that the people in the audience can get to enjoy hearing how these characters are going to be looking.
You said do.
Disadvantage.
I think you just relinquished my past.
Hey, Snob. See, that's something I get. There's one of the things I was talking about with Gem a little while ago was and I think I was talking about with one of the other parties as well was having merch done for the channel, and I think about ideas for this, that, and the other, and just having a shirt with the word disadvantage or the DM says disadvantage on it. Because that could be or RNG Jesus hates you as well is another one that seems to be coming up quite frequently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
if you think your day's bad, you didn't roll 20 natural ones in one session.
Oh. Oh yeah.
That's a bit long to go on a shirt, mind you, but there we go.
No, it's not.
Just quickly, is there any chance of persuading Rashid to get us one of those tabards for free?
If you want, Nemea is going to ask for a tabard as well. Maybe we could talk him into a discount.
2 for the price of 1.
As
Well,
long as you're,
it's a-
as long as you're
yeah.
paying.
Stingiest motherfucking dwarf.
I'll go ahead and set it up.
For the thing you need to understand is that the cloth that one would use to make fine clothing versus the cloth one would use to make a tabard that can hold a fine design and still be used over armor and such without being destroyed by the very armor that it is going over. Admittedly, it is not a part of your armor. It is not there to protect you, but it is something that is going to take some wear and tear. It's going to have the armor moving along the inside of it. I imagine there may be mud, blood, and other things on the front of it. There is stain-resistant materials and things that I can make use of to make it so that the items will not be suffering from this everyday wear and tear. So that's like I already do these at the best costs that I can. If you obviously here we have one tabard already, the 5 gold for that one. If you're looking at getting another tabard, then 3 tabards total. The best price I could do for you for the 3 tabards total would be 12 gold.
That's a bit of a discount. I think we can handle that.
So if you agree to that, then he'll hand one of the gold coins back to Grocash. And then hold out his hand. So it'll be 8 gold coins then, please.
She'll put 6 on there and then look at look
Okay.
at Rowan with a raised eyebrow.
Like, Ron will like get on his tiptoes, peer over the hand, and be like, "Oh, fine," and get out the other 2.
Thank you very much, and I'll have these design put together and everything and delivered along with the rest of your uniform. They'll be waiting at the guild hall for you upon your return there. I believe you're here in Neverwinter for a week.
Unfortunately so.
Unfortunately, my dear, this is a city of wonder, a city of adventure, of commerce.
This is
A
where
little
all the
less
cowards
than a week.
live.
Yesterday was our first day, but yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I do hope you enjoy your time here. There are many sights to see, many places to go, wonderful little taverns, fantastical restaurants.
One of the questions I had for you. I'm
Yes, my
desperate
dear.
to find a jeweler who can handle these, and she runs her hands in a dramatic show of her arms.
Ah, a jeweler. Hey, Nick. A jeweler. Right. Well, if you would direct your attention to the small display there on the desk, just next to. No, don't you get your finger out of your ear! If you just direct your container, your attention to the container on the display on the desk there, you will see multiple little items there that can be used to adorn oneself as accessories. They are made for me by a young gnome. Double checking his notes, make sure it is a gnome. Yes, a young gnome named Jenkins. No, sorry, I do apologise, as I've misread my own handwriting. A young halfling named Jenkins, and he has a new apprentice, a gnome named Gadge. And they are very, very capable people. They'll be able to design most anything for most anyone. I have some of their more... Leave it. I have some of their more regular designs are available here. Things that they make on... But variations of things that they make on a regular basis.
Excellent. She'd like to examine the display case and see if she can discern any quality.
Well, it's if you want to do an investigation roll, we'll see how fancy you think they are, and if there's anything that particularly stands out to you that would think on that.
She looks at her companions for a second, and then points at Pook, and crooks her finger at him. Come help me look at these. She's basically asking for assistance on the roll.
Yeah. I get it, it's fine.
Nice. Nimriel's gonna stick 10 gold pieces in Rashid's hand. That's
for the uniform, yeah?
That's right.
Cool. Yep, no worries.
Okay, so Puka will go over to Namir.
Oh, and take note, she's asking that he put the family crest on the armor that is on her sword. She's showing him that.
Yeah.
Oh
wow. Well, it's shiny. There's lots and lots of shiny stuff. Oh, so much shiny.
Wonderful. I'm so excited.
Nix.
Put your eye out on the
right, I was like, Nix, you've gotten really involved with a lot of the previous sessions, and I do love that involvement. But come on, seriously, let them play their game, and also my house, my show, my rules. If I want to have them rolling different stuff, I'm gonna have them rolling different stuff. So yeah, I get that you're involved with it. I get that you're excited about it, but we're gonna do this the way that we want to do this. So thank you, but no thank you. Yeah, you rolled really badly there. That's just like RNGesus hates you. RNGesus hates you.
Just for comparison, I did a int check.
Yeah, with the wow, yeah, wow. So and Tarkus has a negative, a really negative modifier.
Feel bad, scrubs.
Wow, are you serious? I've never noticed that. I've noticed that. Are you serious? Oh yeah, because you got a 7, didn't you?
Yeah, -2.
Yeah. Lol. I forgot about that. I do remember you're on the 7.
Christ.
Yeah, so as far as you can see, there's lots and lots of shiny things, and you're kind of overwhelmed by how much shiny stuff it is, because you didn't think you'd be able to find anyone making accessories and stuff that were going to suit you anyway. So the fact that it's even the concept, the thought that someone might be able to do stuff, you're just like, I could wear that, 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 I could do this, I could do this. And you're just like completely overwhelmed by all the stuff that's there. You're just like, all you're seeing is a shiny thing there that like would never fit you, but you're just like, I can do this with it. And just like you're getting really overexcited about all the stuff.
Yeah, she is quite excited, but she does ask, where can I find Jenkins and Gage?
He's just at the crossroads down there. If you turn left out of the shop, they're at the crossroads down the end of the street there.
Wonderful, thank you. She slaps Pook on the butt with her tail. I'm so excited.
She's got that Friday feeling on Saturday. Tuesday, technically.
Pook will just grunt. As I said before,
I love you too, baby.
He's gone past that. he's gone past the big one.
I feel actually sorry because of the fact you rolled a crit fail on that investigation. I feel I have to say this is like your eyes, for some strange reason, they've settled on what looks to be like an engagement ring. Like you're looking through it and you look on that.
Oh, Christ.
And you just like you look away from it like no. And but then as you carry on looking through, your eyes keep on being drawn to this. So like it's a beautiful deep blue gem. set in a silver ring.
Sorry.
It can only have one owner, and that's who has it. Can't give him.
Yeah, if Pook hands it to Namia, that's it. It's a one-way system.
The question is, does
I-
it require attunement?
It's that's part of the curse for it. It auto attunes itself when you're not looking. It's a mimic ring. It just crawls onto your finger.
It'll be an experience.
Oh dear. So yes, you have knowledge of the place if you would like to go there. Again, just because like the size of the things, the labels and stuff, I can't label it on the map, but it's all in that area.
Right.
It's pretty much underneath the D of Darius in terms of physical location. So I can't put it in.
She'll hand over the coin, and she's gonna order an over-armor tabard. She put in 6 gold. Out of that, she'll get a dress uniform. On the tabard, she wants her Ramskull sigil, and on the dress uniform and the regular uniform, she wants the Silver Talon sigil, and
Cool.
she'll pay for the dress uniform as well.
Cool. So, yeah, there you go. So some of you that are wearing the heavier armor, when you finish your time here in Neverwinter, as well as having your armor, you'll then have over that. You'll be repping the crew, as it were, with your Silver Talon tabards. So, it's, let's say all in all, it's taking you about an hour and 20 minutes or so inside of Rashid's shop, Rashid's Fine Tunics, in terms of obviously getting yourselves measured, general conversation, looking around at the materials, looking at the accessories that are available as well. So yes,
we have more plans, actually.
well, that's the thing is you've got the rest. Yeah, the rest of the day is yours. The only thing that you quote unquote needed to do was the visit to Rashid's Fine Tunics. So you've got that. You've done that, and it's it's. We'll say the visit was due for 9 a.m. You've been there about hour and 20 minutes. So you're looking at basically like that sort of that 10:30 onwards sort of time. So it hasn't even reached lunchtime yet. If you've got anything you particularly want to do that you think doing it in the morning could be better. I don't know, a fishing trip, for example. The sort of things that that you do them in the morning, and sometimes they work out better. If there's anything you particularly want to do, you've got the rest of that day to yourself. I'm taking a bit of an assumption here, potentially a wrong one, that Namir would like to go to the Jenkins Jewelers.
She would, but she would also point out to the others that if they want to take, instead of just taking downtime, there's jobs on that board at the Blue Stallion.
That's particularly what Nimir's definitely going to do.
Yeah. But yeah, her first stop will be at Jenkins Jewelers.
Okay.
Namia's.
Yeah, Gorkash is gonna tag along with Namia.
Oh, you enjoy a good piece of jewelry.
It's like, just smiles.
Well, if you'll excuse me, friends, I have a date with a spell book.
Well, that sounds titillating.
It always is.
Okay. So that's what Nimir, Grokash, and Pook are going to be doing. Nimriel,
Job board.
Job board, and Ronhauer.
I just want to
If he looks
tug
a bit
on Nimriel's.
confused.
I just want to tug on Nimriel's armor and ask how much do we get paid?
Hang on a second. Nimir's armor. That's a
Oh
good one.
crap! Oh crap!
Yeah.
Well, whatever you're wearing, whatever lacy bit of anything.
Lit up, Lacey.
Oh no!
Fucking hell.
So,
Yeah, because you currently don't have any armor, do you? At the minute, I don't think you're waiting. You're waiting on having your suit of splint mail made for you. Who's got an alarm going off?
Indeed.
Yeah, that's my normal wake up alarm.
We woke you up.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
You're-
forgot you
you're-
have to be
you're
up
on-
super early.
Yeah, you're on the wrong side of the planet, brother.
Nimriel turns to stare at the half of person known as Roland Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. so,
we got the joke.
Just do we
He didn't respond.
do we get? I said it in the first place, but you was too busy. So do we get paid for these jobs?
I actually don't know, but I assume the board's filled with jobs given by people willing to pay for the jobs. We could go look if you're interested.
I think I am.
Okay.
I think I'll go to the job board.
So we've that wonderful, wonderful moment that I love so much of having a split party.
Pro tip.
I feel like there could be like a retro arcade style message on the screen saying "Split Party," and then everyone gets wrecked.
Right, I'm gonna get my other notepad, which is not that one, this one. Okay. Rightio. Okay, so with the party split at the moment, we've got Nimriel and Ronhammer.
I already know what job I'm gonna do.
You're going to do jobs, or you're going to go look at the jobs.
Yes,
And
yeah. I haven't
Pook,
actually seen the board in character.
yeah, Pook wants to look at. He's going to go have a date with a spell book.
Sounds like a new installation to the Lusty Agonian made.
Yes, it indeed does. I love that book so much. It's fantastic. And you know, just because it seems like it's going to be the easiest one to do relatively quickly, we'll go with Namir and Grokash first. Because I suspect that once they're not going to be spending the whole their day at the jewelry shop, and they're probably going to end up linking up with other people after they're there. That's my sneaking suspicion. That's why I'm the DM, because I can deduce things. Apparently. No, I don't know.
Wow, he's so amazing.
I know, right? Oh my god.
This guy, just teach me. Teach me.
Oh, dear. Okay. So, so as I said, let's go with Nimir and Grokash first, who they pop down the high street to go to the jewellery shop. It's Jenkins Jewelers. It looks like a bit of a pawn shop. It doesn't look like it's a fancy jeweler shop. But it's once you go inside, you realise that this is a proper jeweler's shop. It's just maybe not been laid out the best. Like it's not the fanciest jeweler's shop, but all the content that's in there, they are made by the people that are working there. It is good quality stuff.
As soon as she steps in the door, she's like, Jenkins, Gage. Or rather Gage, but it's I'm not how do you spell it like on your notes?
My notes have got it written down as Gadje.
J. Okay.
I'll type it into the
But
thing
yeah,
for you.
she'll come in and do the sing-songy voice in greeting using their name.
Yes, who's that?
My name is Nemia, and I would love to commission some jewelry from you.
There's a rumbling and a bumbling and a rumbling, and then basically almost exploding out from behind the counter is a dark little gnome, very, very like dark grey skin, and a big grin on his face, like, "You want us to make something for you? Yes. What would you like?"
She kind of squats, so she's face to face with him, and she lifts her hands and kind of does what she did in Rashid's shop. She demonstrates her horns with him, and
he's just staring. This little deep gnome is just like, ah.
I wish to adorn these.
He's still staring.
You said this is the gnome?
This is the gnome. He's a deep gnome. He is.
Okay. Gadge, look here. And she kind of touches his face to direct his eyes towards her eyes, which are quite.
So you can tip his head, and his eyes just still stay looking at the horns as you're turning his head away. He's just like, yeah.
She stops. She stops trying to direct his attention, and instead of turning his face, so she starts touching her horns and kind of tracing the lines, and she says, "We need to put pretty things on these."
But they're so pretty already.
Yes, but I want people to know I'm proud of them.
You should be.
Gadge, why don't you get your mentor?
Huh? What?
Why don't
He's
you?
like, he's like, he finally snaps out. He's like, what? Yes, master, master, and he like disappears back behind the desk again. And there's again a bit like you can hear like muffled voices battling back and forth moments, and then a bit more rumbling and bumbling, and like a rather ruddy and happy face sort of like appears from basically like it's almost like a punch and juice sort of thing, like appears on the other side of the desk. Is this this halfling hoists himself up. He's like leaning on the desk on his elbows, like, "Hello."
Hello. I believe you're Jenkins.
Yes, I am Jenkins. I'm the owner, proprietor. Oh, I forgot my fancy words. Yes, my shop.
She'll walk over to in front of the counter and say, "I'm Namia Vinyl and this
Nice
is
to meet you.
my friend Grokash. We're
Nice to
here
meet
to
you.
see about some jewelry."
Fantastic. When's the day?
She
I
laughs.
say like Wednesday.
No, that's tomorrow. I could probably get some stuff done by tomorrow. Gudge, can you clear the book? Clear the books. We've got some stuff to work on now. But what sort of measurements do you need?
It's not a wedding.
Oh. He seems quite like disappointed. It's like, I like making wedding rings. They're simple. All you got to do is like just do like a band, maybe a bit of engraving on them.
I'm not sure what Grokash is looking for. I'm looking to make these even more prominent, and she points at her horns and says, "I want people to know I'm very proud of these."
Well, I mean, a nice simple thing would be to have some rings of gold and maybe like chains that you can just like wrap around them, and that would be quite simple. They may fall. How sensitive are your horns?
They can be drilled through.
Right. I didn't want to puncture or pierce them because I imagine that they're a part of you. They're organic. They grow. They may end up then distorting certain things. What I was instead thinking of is something is by the ridges of the horns. Instead, having rings that are designed to be slightly smaller than the ridges, so that they essentially would grip to it. Now they may rattle a little bit if you particularly wanted them to. But they wouldn't come loose.
I'd prefer no rattling. I do
Well,
sometimes
that's
dangerous work.
we could have them. There's a very snug fit, but the only concern was whether or not, because to make the metal most malleable without distorting, usually the easiest thing to do is to heat it, and I didn't want it to be one of those things where we end up heating it too much and hurting you.
No, I should be fine.
Okay.
I am interested in something more sturdy than gold. As much as I love the sparkle, it wouldn't do to go out into the field and suddenly have them destroyed.
Do you have materials in mind? I mean, what? I've worked with it once. I've never worked with it that much, but I could get some weapons grade silver, normally used for creating silvered or sort of active silvering weapons and items. I could do that for you.
That far ahead. How much would something like that cost me?
Well, let me quickly check my books. My books for how much the material will cost me, and then I'll let you know. Because I'm going to need to do some peculiar maths in my head for a moment and work some stuff out. Because I'm going to apply some logic regarding essentially having a weapon silvered and extrapolating from that. So a single weapon or 10 pieces of ammunition costs 100 gold pieces to have them silvered. So let's think, if you've got that much jewellery...
Just turn herself into a Mayan goddess.
Yeah.
Not quite that exaggerated.
I mean, you may off the back of this potentially end up having a small amount of advantage if you were decided to nut a vampire, but
So wrong.
seafood, Jimmy.
I feel like I missed something there. Like I kind of got the gist, but
So because it would be using basically this is a phrase I've used with one of the other groups is weapons grade silver. For like to have a silver weapon. I think someone was asking about where they were someone previously was asking about where they could find material, and they wanted to know where to find silver, and they were asking a blacksmith where to find silver. It was like, well,
that was Mia.
That was me. Yeah, it's weapons grade silver, and that's
No,
stuff like that.
the thing I missed,
Yeah.
the thing that I was confused about was you said something about, I thought you said nut a vampire.
Yeah, nut a vampire. So headbutt a vampire.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never heard.
You
Headbutt.
never heard of
Well,
nutting?
That is not what nut means here.
In the UK, nut is to headbutt, but it also means, well, you know.
Well, in America it means that
Alright.
because you're a bunch of uncultured swine.
No,
Yeah.
I'm on board. Okay.
You could do this with a vampire if you want.
You nut something and then you nut on something.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to put it into perspective. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Right, yeah, so, Karen doing my mental math. So, it's like, well, then you'd need to probably stay with us for... I could take the initial measurements to have them made, but the actual fitting would probably be an hour, 2 hours for the actual fitting or so. I'd say about 100 gold?
And for
100 gold pieces for the combination of labor and material cost. 100 gold pieces, we could have you looking like an incredible specimen of demon kind.
it sounds excellent, but
Sorry, devil kind. May I get that right?
I've just gotten my first monthly pay, and it's a bit much for my first set of jewelry. What would your
Well, we could do something.
materials
We
cost?
could do something a little bit less ostentatious and always add to it over time. I mean, we could do something for. I mean, I just have an idea in mind of a fine filigree chain, sort of wrapping up around the horn. Maybe something nice and simple like that to catch the light, particularly moonlight, particularly well. Yes, we could do that
like
for
a
you
good
across each horn. We could do that for you for 50 gold.
We
It would
can-
require
we can
much
start
less
there.
material. It would require, and they could always add to it later, and you use it as a starting point. Maybe, that'd be quite nice. Have it sound like almost like a silver chain spider web between your horns, and little gemstone spiders and flies
She
inside it.
gets a faraway look in her eyes as she's imagining all this. I do believe we'll start with the chains. And
Right.
yes,
Well,
add as we go.
I will. Are you staying in the city?
I am at the Blue Stallion for the next today.
What I'll do
and
is I'll
5 days after.
I'll need to go and do some asking about to get the material, and if I just take a measurement of your horns at the moment, and he doesn't wait for any permission, he literally just jumps up onto the if you jump up onto the what's called the desk, the counter, he just pulls out a like a bit of string, and sort of like he winds the string around your horn, like adjusts it a couple
She'll strike a
times.
pose so he can.
He's
dig
like,
her
yes,
feet.
that's right, yes, so we need about that much, okay, right, yes, so that's that, right, yes, okay, fair enough, yes, and he works out how much he's going to need. Yes, well, I'll go and source the material, and I'll have the chain made, yes, I'll send young Gadge to come and grab you, either probably tomorrow morning. Maybe afternoon. I'll send him to at the very least leave you a message at the Blue Stallion to come and be fitted.
Yes, I think a message would be best. But yes, I mean, Gadge was a little taken, I think.
Yeah, he's had a fascination with the supernatural, so this realm isn't really kind on him.
Thank you so much, Jenkins. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Yes. Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. Are you after having something of yours adorned with silver as well, sir? He says, looking over at Grokash.
Yes. I want cufflinks. Silver cufflinks.
silver cufflinks? Yes, sir. If you direct your attention to the display just on the side over there, sir. And he directs your attention to an incredibly not well laid out display of assorted male jewelry. There's like there aren't really any pairs of cufflinks like together. But as you cast an eye over it, you can see that there is a lot of mismatched pairs, and it would probably take you about 10-15 minutes to actually find a pair that do match properly. But he's just like, have a look over there with the children. We're at it again. I really should enforce some form of rule about bringing children into the shop. Anyway, well, yes, if you have a look over there, Gadge, go and help the gentleman find some matching cufflinks, please.
Have you thought about hiring a bouncer?
Well, I don't think it'll do much good, to be honest. I don't make that much money here. And most of the I do occasionally find myself paying my rent in stock. That's one of the good sides of working with jewelry.
But yeah, so once I've found, like, ones that look cool to me.
So
I've asked how much they would be.
so unless you are particularly looking to have something custom made, of course, sir. If you have a particular design you have in mind, I can take some time to put something together for you specifically.
No, but can I have them inscribed?
Yes, we
Like
can
the
do
ones
the
I
wood.
find.
Well, as long as they have an inscribable area on them. I mean, I'm not really going to be inscribing things onto something that's encrusted in gems, for example. If the finish on the item is that some like dappled or like a feathery finish, I'm not going to go over that.
That should be fine. I mean, I just want to find some plain silver cufflinks and get my sigil put onto it.
Yeah, so you can do that. And for a nice little set of cufflinks, we'll say that would be
He's looking to backhand the vampire.
because also you could be
Hell yeah.
the engraven work as well, and of course there's going to be some markup because of it's jewelry after all. Just remind myself on what the cost on some of these jewelry bits are. Momentum bitter.
Cindy the silver.
I probably should have a lot more of this memorized, but I don't. So there we go. Let's say it would cost, because it's got those there. Yeah, so it costs you 15 gold pieces.
15? This is highway robbery.
Well,
You're
I
dealing
mean,
in fine materials, Grogash.
have you any idea how difficult it is to engrave something that size?
I have engraved my name onto a gnome's head before.
Yes,
I-
gnomes have
but
got
I'm
larger
also
heads than the
terrible.
size of this, and he holds up the cufflink, and he holds it next to Gadget's head. He's like, you notice, sir, there is a distinct difference in size and sheen.
And I pull out my glaive and I say, yes, but I had to use this.
Well,
See?
it looks
You know
like
he's
it's in
lying,
very
we never
good
had it.
condition. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like,
Yeah.
I know that he didn't use that. but I would appreciate it, sir, if you did not draw weapons inside my store.
I would appreciate it, sir, if you didn't steal from me.
I'm not stealing from you. We are trading. It is a deal. We are brokering.
I will broker you.
Namia
I
lightly
can-
slaps him on the chest. Come on now.
I would like to remind you at this point,
I hand you
sir.
money.
I would like to remind you at this
then-
point that your crotch is at perfect fist height for me.
Oh, try it, little buddy. Try it. I hand him the 15.
Really tempted to make you make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can dodge him just cock knocking you, but we won't do that. We'll be grown ups about that. So you hand him the 15 gold, and he's like, "Thank you very much, sir." And he's like, slams it away in the drawer that he has as his like, you know, the ye olde cash register that isn't electrical or mechanical in any way at all. It's just a drawer that he can lock.
Damn.
And then he takes the both the cufflinks. sets them into like the jeweler's vice, and he starts working. He's just referring to the image back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, getting the image engraved onto the cufflinks. It takes him about half an hour to do them both, because it's obviously the sigils we've got there relatively simple. And he hands them to you in a little twist of sort of like tissue paper sort of stuff with it. There it goes, sir. All ready for you now.
Take them home. Ready to leave. Just stand near the door.
Okie dokie. So I'm assuming that Namir would also be ready to leave with him?
She would be. She'll thank Jenkins again and give a little teasing goodbye to Gadge as they leave.
Gadge giggles and waves.
I'm gonna head to the stallion. What about you?
Where did you find your work?
Down at the docks is a place called the Black Manatee. She explains to him it's on the southern part of the city, past the river.
Yeah.
So I'll put you back on the map
Is
now, actually.
Neverwinter, like, are banks a thing in Neverwinter?
You can look to see if there is some form of money lender / storer, if you would like.
Yes, I'll go looking for one of those then.
Okay.
Just wander the city until I
That's
find
not a
one.
question I was prepared for, actually. I'm going to have to think about it. Because there would be, I was trying to think where... Because, like, yeah, sensibly, it's a city, there'll be a bank. Let's try to think where it would be. Like, what would be the most sensible place?
But yeah, I'm happy to spend the day just the rest of the day just wandering around looking for one of those if you want to switch to...
Well, so we're assuming that Namir is going to be going back to the Blue Stallion and will be linking up with Nimriel and Rollenhammer, so we'll come to them in just a minute. I'm just thinking about where I can put one of these places. I'm thinking that what I can do is I know where I can put it.
Moment of silence.
Yeah, as I'm just start. Yeah.
The DM's writing stuff on his map.
The DM is trying to make it so that stuff doesn't look or seem stupid. Let's pop that there. It's gone and been weird. Of course, it's been weird. To the front. There we go. Neverwinter Bank is that building there. I've just decided. Like I said, I'm not using, as I've said this before in previous sessions, I'm not using Neverwinter as Neverwinter exists already. I'm just using the Sword Coast as a setting that I'm editing and manipulating as I need it for my story. So there'll be things you do know, there'll be things you don't. There'll be a lot of things you don't, because I would much rather invent, to be honest. Okay, so there is a bank. Asking around will get you to Neverwinter Bank. So what we'll do is we'll finish up with your bit of going to the bank, because I imagine that after that you're probably going to want to be doing something else, either with the rest of your day or just heading back to the Blue Stallion. So what did you want the bank for?
Just wanted to try and make an account kind of thing.
Okay.
Put the money that I have, well, most of the money I have left into a sort of saving area that...
Okay. So yeah, the way that the bank works is there's no interest rates, but that also means it doesn't go up or go down. Essentially, it's like a safety deposit box sort of system.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
whatever
that's
you
what I
put
thought.
in, that's it. You have you have a locker that is available to you, and
Yeah.
you can put as much or as little as you would like in there, and it's secure. It is locked away. It's under lock and key. It's under magical wards and stuff. It is it's everything is all as secure as it can be.
Yeah. Sweet. And I'll just
Okay.
mark it down on my character sheet. How much
Yep.
is like banked rather than what's being carried.
Yep, no worries, you can do it. So yeah, Pook, are you there?
I am.
You said you have a date with a spellbook. Does
do.
that involve you're going to be literally just sitting and reading your own spellbook, or did you have something else in mind?
I was looking to go back to the Mage Quarter, and I want to see if I can read a couple of spell books, if possible, to see if I can purloin some of the spells from them.
You are trying to learn some new spells in that way that wizards do.
Absolutely.
Is there any particular spell that you are looking for?
Well, I was hoping you could tell me what would be available, because obviously I'm going to have to locate the spell books. I presume they're going to be within the mage's library. It's what books they will and won't allow me to read, and what spells.
Well,
are
basically,
available.
what we'll do, just to be sensible about this, I'm just thinking about the easiest and fairest way to do it is that when you go to look at those the advanced spells and that, is that because you are a wizard and you are you can speak with them on talk shop with them, as it were, and they can have a bit of an understanding of you and what you're capable of doing. Let's say that they'll give you some limited access to the lower tiers of what they've got. So if you was to be looking for spells, then you'll have access to, from the wizard spell list, you'll be able to find, as in available there. Whether or not you successfully find it is a different matter, but available for you to find spells up to the maximum spell level that you can cast.
Yep.
And with your current level of interaction with the Mages Guild, they will allow you to have access to up to 3rd level spells.
Okay.
So basically what that means is that at the minute, do you have access to 2nd or 3rd level spells? I think you've only got 2nd level spells. Yeah, so at the moment, you'll only be able to find 2nd level spells.
Okay.
Or have the potential to find a 2nd level spell from the Wizard spell book. So from the Wizard spell list.
So my second question would then be, obviously, every wizard will have their own notation, their own understanding of magical weave, etc., their own ways of doing each spell. And that would obviously then take me time to decipher, turn into my own symbols and notations. Long story short, how many spells can I copy in a day?
So, because of the way it works with wizards and stuff, there is actually already like set rules around that, isn't there? It's like it takes you.
Well, there's set rules in terms of what spells I get in a level, and it says I can copy down spells.
Yeah, that's the thing. So copying a spell into the book. When you find a wizard spell of 1st level or higher, you can add it to your spellbook if it is a level for which you have spell slots and you can spare the time to decipher and copy it. Copying a spell into your spellbook involves reproducing the basic form of the spell, then deciphering the unique system of notation used by the wizard who wrote it. You must practice the spell until you understand the sounds or suggestions required, then transcribe it into your spellbook using your own notation. For each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold pieces. The cost represents material components you expend as you experiment with the spell to master it, as well as the findings you need to record it. Once you've spent this time and money, you can prepare the spell just like your other spells. So you've got... It costs you 2 hours and 50 gold pieces per spell level of spell that you are trying to do. So yeah.
Essentially, if I'm going to meta this, I could potentially learn 2 2nd level spells today, or 4 1st level spells, or any combination thereof.
As long as you also have the money to do it as well.
Yeah, that's what Warden was thinking. So I've got 200 gold pieces. Well, just over. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, scribing a spell costs 1 per hour. 1 hour for if you are replacing your book, Nick. So if you're learning a new spell, it's 2 hours. 2 hours per level.
Yeah, so I think what what I will do then, rather than holding anybody else up, is I'm just going to have a quick look over and see what spells I would like to transcribe.
Okay. Well, that's
And
just
that's
going to
how
say
I'm
that's
spending
the
it.
spells you're looking for. Whether or not you find them, because you're going to be searching through the spellbooks and that sort of stuff, there's going to be a certain element of like need to do an Arcana roll to make sure you're properly recognizing it. You may end up inadvertently learning a different spell. So you're still going to get a spell out of it, but you might not necessarily get the spell you're after.
Okay, that's fine. So I'll
But
take
you're
some
pretty
time
good
to
at your
look
Arcana
up
rolls
stuff.
usually, so unless you completely fudge it, I don't think you're going to have any major issues with finding a spell different to the one you're looking for.
Yeah, so I'll take some time just to look over spells while you carry on with everybody else, rather than holding people up.
Cool. Okay, so we've now got, I believe, everyone else is back at the Blue Stallion. Am I correct in that assumption?
It should be. Yes.
Cool. Would you like to have another look at the minor jobs list?
Yes, please.
And here you have the minor jobs list.
Okay.
Now you'll notice some of the jobs are gone from the lists. So jobs numbers 4 and 9. Actually, you know what? Let's just pop this over onto this bit because I did put it together for a reason.
Nimiel is going to push her finger up against the note civic duty with the bandits described. And look at the dwarf. Roll and hammer. Is this okay with you? Bandits.
Looking which one that is. Yeah, bandit. Can we rob him?
Generally, it seems like that is the legal requirements of the job.
I like me robbing some good bandits. I'm in.
We're all
so-
back now.
Yeah, so like I say, so you'll be you guys because you guys went straight. So because Nimriel and Roland Hammer went straight back to the Blue Stallion. We'll say you guys you've got some time ahead of that to start looking at these jobs and these tasks. So you can essentially like take some time to write a short list of the jobs you've got in mind, and it's probably going to be about another half an hour until Nimir shows up. And probably about another half hour, 45 minutes after that would be when Grokash also then reappears back at the Blue
I'm seeing
Stallion.
that's at the northeast gate. So maybe in Namia's case, she comes across them on their way out.
Yeah, that's possible. She could bump into them as they're heading out. So if they're deciding that they're not going to wait for other people to appear to get to the Blue Stallion, then yes, you can bump into them on the way out. So I guess that's down to you guys if you're waiting for the rest of the party to return to the Blue Stallion or if you're heading off on your own.
Does Namia have any information on whether or not Grokash was coming back?
No, they didn't discuss it.
Well then, this is problematic.
I mean, would your character be thinking, you know what, we should, this is hunting down some bandits. Maybe we should wait until we've got a few more of us because just 2 of us taking on some bandits might be difficult. Or is it going to be things like bandits? We can do this in our sleep, no problems at all. Let's go off and do it. That's the thing. That's basically the thing you need to think about.
The assumption is that we go out and we're bumping into Namia, right?
Well, that's what I was saying. If you decide you're not going to wait, then you'll be because of locations and travel and stuff. You will be bumping into Namia as she's coming back to the Blue Stallion. Probably around the edge of the market. Probably around the edge of the market district where you'll be bumping into her.
I would give them like 40 minutes at a push, waiting at the tavern just to see if they do come back because they didn't sound like they were going to go do anything that was.
Yeah, Namia would be back.
Yeah, Namir would be back within that sort of time, and just for ease of use on it, let's actually it makes sense because it's actually because that's quite a way out, isn't it? The bank. So.
Yeah, so then it would be a matter of asking Namir if Grokash is indisposed. Is that the right word? Predisposed. And if
I think indisposed probably. Right. Yeah, so would
if he
Grokash have
isn't,
mentioned?
then-
Yeah, would Grokash have mentioned to Namir that he was going to find the bank or to try and find a bank?
These are the
No, he
questions.
probably would. He would have been more vague or like because he didn't really know where it was. So, if asked, it would have just been like, "Yeah, I'm going to go for a walk." So there'd be no reason to think he's going to be back soon.
Right. Okay.
I think Roland Hammer would be pestering to like go sooner rather than wait. So there'd be a bit of kerfuffle with that.
I imagine we can handle a few bandits. We know.
Yeah, so we'll just go from me and Namia.
So these are the three. This is the three of you are going to go. Right. Just having a bit of thing.
Can Nimriel leave a message with the barkeep?
Yeah.
For Grokash particularly, because she doesn't know where he is, but she knows that Pook is probably not coming out of that library anytime soon. That they have headed after one of the jobs on the job board, and assumably that job is outside the North Gate, is it?
So the northeast gate. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So is the job out that way? Is it in?
Well, that's all you know is that you need to report to the northeast gate.
Right. Okay. So.
Or inquire at the northeast gate, more precise.
Right. That's it then. She'll just say that they've gone to inquire about the bandit job with the northeast gatekeep.
Okay. Right. So you guys are heading out that way. Grokash?
Yeah, I'd be chasing after them, I guess.
Right, okay. I was going to say, so give me a survival check just to see basically whether or not you can get through the town quick enough to be there with them straight away, or if you're going to be playing catch up all the way there.
Rolls a 1, ends up in the mountains.
I'm having flashbacks that day.
I'm sure there's around here somewhere.
I'm going to the Shadowfell, yay!
I got 18. I did it to myself though.
Yeah, that's fine. I can see that. Yeah, so it's at the top of your sheet. You got the option to do it to all GM or self. But yeah, so you're just like as you get back, you get back to the Blue Stallion, and Fosco's there straight away. He's just like, oh, sir, and he hands you the notes, like they said they're going to that place, and you're just like, oh shit, I know where that is. Run. And you'll be appearing with them as they're doing their inquiries. So like basically like as they're finishing up their inquiries with the guards there, or basically when you come screeching around the corner, sparks flying off your boot heels, and coming to rejoin that party there. Okey pokes. So, let's move the view back to the map because we like the map. So the party as is at the moment, which is Nemia, Nimriel, and Roland Hammer, are heading to the northeast gate, which is just up here. And it's a busy city gate. You're coming up to about like midday sort of time now. Probably just around about the one in the afternoon sort of time. Taking into account everything that's been going on so far in the day. So you've got that, and it is a busy city. This is Neverwinter City, so and it is the gate that's quite. It is a gate that is quite close to the market district as well as being near the Mage's Quarter where a lot of the magical shops are. So it is a busy gate. It's where it is a very heavily traded gate. So there's lots of cars going back and forth. Yeah, so there's a lot of carts going back and forth. The gatehouse itself, there is it is that classic thing of the gatehouse and the barrack being built into each other. So it's like the barrack, the guardhouse, and everything is the gate. And there's the classic thing of like that wooden door with all the studs in it. It's on the bottom. It's on the ground floor. And it's slightly ajar. There's a guard standing there, sort of leaning against the wall, just generally looking at everything that's going on with it. But built up, essentially like around that one side of the guard post, is a scaffold, where they've built it up high enough that they can see over the top of any cart, so they can get a good look. With having guards up on that scaffold, which has got a staircase that does lead up to it from the ground floor, so it's sort of like almost like a raised patio sort of thing for it, like a decking. So it's raised up there, so they can see over all the carts, and they can just get a better look at any of the carts if they think someone might be trying to hide stuff on top of it. If they're concerned that maybe a cart is built up around the sides, and maybe there's a hollow in the middle, they're trying to smuggle stuff through. So they've done like some guard common sense stuff. You know, these are guys, they've been doing the job for years. They know what they're about. These are proper guards. And there's a guard captain standing up on that bit. As you can see that what is the doorway that leads out from the guard post onto that scaffold is actually a window. So it's very clearly this is something that they've built onto the guard post, and it wasn't there as part of the original design. This is a design that's come from experience of them having stuff stuck past them.
Okay. Is it obvious by the note who we should address for
It's
this?
not obvious by the note who you should address, but there is very obviously somebody in charge. There's a guard with some slightly different looking armor. He's not wearing his helmet. He's standing there, sort of like he's leaning against the wooden railing, looking out over the stuff. He's certainly appears to be the one who's most allowed to be at ease. Other guards that are relaxing, they're sort of like they're tucked away, slightly around the corner, leaning on the side of the building, hoping not to get seen, and they're standing enough to attention that they're doing their job. You've got other guards that are going back and forth to the carts. Some of the carts they're making eye contact with the trader, and they like little waves here and there, names being called back and forth. Some of it's like, oh hello James, how you doing? Some of it's like, oh alright dickhead, how's your wife? And that sort of it's a standard busy bustling city gate. There are people that are known and they're just flagged straight through. There are new traders that come through that get held up, and they have to go through like like a 28-point check and all that other stuff there. So it's everything one would expect from a checkpoint type gate like that.
Okay. Nimriel's gonna walk over to this guy looking like he's fucking as a slave master or some shit, since he's so relaxed. Just kidding. No, she's gonna walk up to this guy.
So he is up on the scaffold, by the way. So there is a guard at the bottom of the scaffold, and if you say that you're here for the job, he directs you to go up and speak to that guy.
Right. Okay. So we'll just all right, we'll go with that then. I was actually gonna ask if it was okay for someone that's not a guard to walk up there. But, all right. Going through the motions, she's gonna walk up the scaffolding then to speak to this guy.
Nemia will just hang out down below.
Yeah, I think Roland will just hang out with Nemia, just way at the bottom.
So Nimriel walks up to the guard captain, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Excuse me, sir. Is it the job that you're giving to adventure? Can't even say that word with that accent. I'm not even going to try it. Wow. Is it the job that
Is this the job that you're giving to adventurers?
Adventurers! Yeah, might as well. To deal with the bandits on the road.
Oh, yes, good. Right, yeah, we was hoping people were going to take up this, and basically I just haven't got the guards to spare to send them that far from the city is all, more than anything else there. We've had a few reports come through of bandits / highwaymen holding up and robbing some caravans as they're coming through. They're off to the north. You know where the just past the foot of the mountains, up along the coast where the woods are, the forest starts again.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around that area, we don't know precisely because we haven't been there, but it'll take you a couple hours to get up there if you're going by car. Somewhere around that area, there are some bandits that are active, and they're causing quite a lot of trouble for the traders who do frequent this fair city, and I would much like for them to be gone. But I would even more like for them to be held accountable for their crimes.
So, just past the foot of the mountain. Any more details? Sorry, I didn't.
I'm afraid we don't actually have any more details than that to give. If you were, like I say, if you were looking to travel out there by cart, by horse, or by mode of transport other than your own 2 feet, it'll take you about 2, maybe 3 hours to get up to that sort of area. If you're going by foot, well, I'm sure you look like you've done some long journeys in your time. You may well not be back before nightfall.
Would it be possible for you to requisition one of the trade carts to carry us up the road? Since this task is in a good favor, of course.
You are asking me to see if I can requisition one of these traders, their cart, in order for you to go and find some bandits.
En route, of course, not to take them away from their own
Okay,
objectives.
oh, so you right, okay, let's see. Bear me a second, then I'll find out if we've got anyone who's heading up that way that you can hitch a ride with. They may want to charge you for it, but then again, if you're providing them protection, they may well do it out of goodness of their own pocket. Who knows? Let's have a look. Bear with me a few minutes, we'll find some of the manifests for outbound travel. And he leaves you where you are and he disappears in through the window slash
She's
door.
gonna stand on the scaffold and just look out.
And he comes back out with a clipboard and he's flicking through. He's like, yeah, we've got a few people who are scheduled to go out. So, some of them had actually decided they were going to delay their journey just in the hopes of being able to hire some protection. If you are doing it as a part of this task, well, I would only ask that you not charge them too steeply. After all, these are people who have been put through hard times on the journey already.
Could it be by chance that any of these people carry simple armors? I am wearing my pajamas right now. It's not so good.
That sounds an awful lot like a problem for you and not for me.
Does it not say on your clipboard that they carry certain goods?
It does tell me exactly what's all on their manifest. However, I'm not going to be trying to find someone who can give you some armor.
Fine.
Sucker.
She didn't want armor, by the way. Just if we're not going to charge them so much, something.
Well, I say that basically that's yeah. So that's essentially that's what he's saying. He's not going to broker that for you. If you and he hands you the manifest and says, have a look there, see if there's anyone that you particularly feel is going to be a more choice target than others, and see if you can find yourself maybe someone there who will be willing to provide you with some temporary or more permanent armaments.
So she looks at it and she's looking for the most immediate trip out. So looking for the best time.
Yeah.
And if at all there's maybe one or two that are close in time that do carry even second-hand armors, just it's not even that important. It's really just an extra thing. But the timing is more important. So if that's there, she'll go with that. But otherwise, it's
so due out in about half an hour. There is an armor merchant. Basically, it's taking a shipment up north to the next city up, which names I've forgotten again. Luskan. There's taking a shipment of leather armor goods up to Luskan. It's a caravan of 3 wagons.
Jesus, this is a big caravan.
Well, this is one of
Says
the.
something about the bandits that we might have trouble dealing with.
Yep. So there's a caravan of 3 wagons that is heading north up to Luskan.
All right, she'll take that information and give a light. So
That's not the only one. There are other ones. As that is the first one.
That's good enough for her.
But if you're willing to wait about another hour, there is a single cart caravan that is taking it's taking light leather goods. So there is some thick clothing. So the most basic leather armor you can get. They've got some of that. It's essentially it is just it's a delivery that's going to a small leather distributor in Luskan.
Well, the half an hour one is just fine.
Okay.
And thank the guard captain. And return to the group.
Okay.
While all this was going on, Namia was talking with Roland, or at least trying to, and she asked him, "So what is it you do, Roland? What skills you got?"
I like a bit of that, a bit of tinkering with metal, a bit of this selling, mainly selling. Well, I like to trade and earn a few coin. What about yourself?
I didn't realize we were bringing a merchant with us.
Don't worry about it.
I mean, if we're going into battle, have I got to worry about taking care of you?
I'm sure, lassie, that's none of your problems.
Well, I tend to make it my problem. I just need to know if you can handle yourself. I'm suddenly worried. I need to worry about you.
Well, that's mighty kind of you, but I think I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I'll keep an eye out, but this whole trading business, I don't know. I don't know about that. And she kind of eyes him up and down. It checks out, like, what kind of armor is he wearing? Or is he wearing any armor?
Yep. Leather armor, crossbow, and a battle axe.
All right.
One of those people.
She'll kind of fall into silence. Just wait.
Well, so
Alright,
it's...
so, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Nemia
so
will walk
it's
back up to
yeah.
the group and tap Nemia on the shoulder, since she's tall enough to do so.
Yeah. So
Shots fired.
Nemia, I managed to get us travel north. The place we want to go is just past the foot of the mountain. If you don't mind, the caravan that's traveling, I want to try and broker a deal with them to get a little armor to wear just for the job. It might change charging them for the job, that is.
well, we're still getting paid for dealing with the bandits, right?
That's right.
Okay. I mean, as long as we get paid for the bandits, and if we're going with them and protecting them, surely I at least lend you a piece for part of it.
That is what I was hoping.
I don't see why not. I may have to come back before we're done, depending, because I did take another job, but I imagine I'm not going to leave you guys in the lurch.
I'm sure
We'll
it
figure
will
it
be
out.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I brought it up.
In any case, we should wait half an hour just for this caravan. It's not ready yet. So, yeah.
Hearing this, I think rolling out, quite annoyed by having to wait another half an hour, but I suppose that's what it has to be.
If you don't like it, little man, you can walk up the road. I'm sure it will take you a lot longer than half an hour.
Not if I catch a lift.
Be my guest.
Show us some of these trading skills you claim you've got.
All right. Show you one thing, and one thing only. I've got here a treasure map.
She raises an eyebrow. Oh, really?
Aye.
Oh, no.
It's made by the best mages. You can't beat it. It's the biggest gold ever. The box is supposed to be magnificent.
Insight check.
That was quick.
See, the thing is that he's not technically lying.
And so this is supposed
So,
to be the biggest treasure.
As far as you can tell, you do not detect any untruth in his words.
And it's made by the best wizards, and nobody can trace it. I've learned languages, I've been to places, I've been on trading routes. See if you can see anything, and I'll hold the map up so you can have a look.
Mia is quite intrigued, and she takes a look.
It's a completely indecipherable treasure map. I mean, you don't even recognize the characters that are written on it. Actually, what language
But
do you
it does-
speak?
Abyssal and common. That's it.
Yeah, you don't even recognize the characters.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not abyssal. She speaks infernal. I always get those confused. But
Let me double check. because you may recognise the characters, but you don't recognise anything else. Fucking languages.
I don't know why I hit that button, sorry.
I'm looking at the wrong page. It's again, I keep doing this. I should remember where languages are at this point. You do not recognise any. You do not recognise anything at all. It's just covered in gibberish. It looks like a child's just had an absolute field day.
But it does look like a map.
It looks like a map, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's very recognisable as being a map, but it's like a map that's just covered in gibberish.
Oh well, it's beyond me. She's kind of looking at the characters like.
Nimriel's gonna take it out of her hands and have a look.
I'm gonna hold it up so you can see it then as well.
Oh, she wasn't holding it. She's gonna take it away from the dwarf if his fingers aren't too gripping.
Oh no, they're gripping. This is a special map. My map, you know.
Right, she'll just lean down then, bend down and actually stare at it closely.
What languages do you speak?
Celestial or common.
No, again, same thing. Absolute gibberish.
Is there anything on it that's obvious? Like,
no, not really. As, you know,
X where it marks the spot.
No, there's not even really an X right there at all. It's a map that it's clearly like some form of mountain range that it's depicting, but other than that, it's just like a bunch of mountains, lines. Is that a number 6 or is that a G or is that just an ink stain? I can't. It's just gibberish.
Nice. She just stands back up straight and disregards the map, thinking he's just like all the rest of the merchants.
So have you found a cartographer here in Neverwinter?
I have been to thousands. Not one can tell me. But I do know that one day I'll find it and I'll be rich. As he smugly tucks it back into his pocket.
Wait a second. So what does that have to do with trading?
You saw that, did you?
Well, sometimes I catch on.
Well, it turns out I don't have my smithing tools on me, but I make things, alright?
A likely story.
Hey,
Call
Nimriel
me
and
anything, I'm a liar.
we enjoy our armor. Can you make plate mail?
Maybe. Can you pay for a plate meal?
Not right now.
I can't make it right now.
Wow.
Well, maybe in the future.
I
if
don't
you've got the
recall you
coin,
being able to carry that kind of armor very effectively. You seemed a bit out of breath.
She kind of elbows Nimriel, taking advantage of the fact that she has no armor on.
I don't need it.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Roll Hannah, let's have a little scoff. Yeah, alright, pal.
First bandit we come across gonna whoop your ass, and I'm gonna save it. And she kind of holds up her shield a little bit and goes, kapow.
Oh, God.
Yeah. We don't talk about that. Can
Yes,
we
we
wait
do.
the time off for this caravan?
Yeah. So what's
maybe Grokash.
yeah? So yeah, you can wait the half hour. Do you want to try and convince the caravan people to lend you some armor?
Yeah, I'd like to just say to them that we're willing to come with them up until the foot of the mountain to protect them as far as that, and also inform them that we do intend to clean up the problem with bandits on this route.
Well, I ain't gonna do you much good at the foot of the mountain. They're in the forest.
Is this what the man's saying to me?
Yeah. Say, oh yes, you'll stick with us right until we're about to reach the point where we'll actually need you. Cheers for that.
Well, actually, I do apologize. I'm just going based on information that I have been given by the guards. If you know more about these men than they do, then I'm happy to stay with you up until
Well,
impact.
the story going around is that they're just inside the forest, past the foot of the mountains.
Well, actually, I'm already in disguise, so maybe my two friends can hide in your equipment in the back, and I will sit up front with you like this in my undergarments, and maybe you arm me when we get closer. How's that?
You put on leather armor in a hurry before?
It's fine, don't worry about it.
/me double checks a rule.
Isn't it like 4 or 5 minutes? Is it less than that? I can't remember.
Light armor it's 1 minute to put on light armor.
Alright, good. Don't want to be like, dancing around with the armor all over me.
Yeah. Yeah. He says, right, well, I mean, what we can do, yeah, that's not a bad plan. I'm not going to give you anything that we're actually going to be carrying because, then that's going to be damaging the merchandise. We've got some spare stuff here that we can put together some stuff for you. And, yeah, we've got some pieces here. Basically, what he's describing is that it will take. He can provide you with a set of padded armor, which is like DC 11 plus your. It's 11 plus your dex. DC, AC even.
She takes a look at it.
It is the most basic armor that exists. He's not going to give you anything fancy. It's merchandise.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. She takes it and has a look at the dwarf, Roland, hammer this is. By any chance, are you able to make this fit me better? In a hurry? It's made of leather, though.
The guy, the trader, he basically takes it back from him and says, no, you're not adjusting it. It literally is. It's you'll pop this on you. It'll fit you well enough to keep you alive because you just want something you can throw on quickly. This is the best you're gonna be able to do. Basically, you're just like you're gonna pull it around your chest. You're gonna fasten it. And you're gonna jump off my cart and deal with the guys. That's what you're gonna do. All right?
Of course, fine.
So they have
How many people do they have on this caravan?
So each of the caravans has got 2 people, and there's basically you got one person who has a crossbow and is essentially riding shotgun. So it's 3 drivers, 3 guards.
Okay.
And we're hiding inside the caravan, yeah?
If you carry on with this plan, you will be hiding inside the caravans. Depending on how you want to do that, says whether or not you're all going to be in one, or if you're going to be one in each, or which one you're going to be hiding in.
Yeah.
Hey, Trex.
Eggs in one basket.
Okay, as Grokash actually managed to show up in time now, though, because we're about to leave.
Yes. So yeah, Groko should be appearing as you're in conversation with the caravan master,
Right.
the driver for the first caravan.
All right. Well, Nimiel agrees to the caravan master's plan and takes the armor, as is.
Okay. He says, well, if you may as well just like stash it under the seat because you're going to want it near enough to hand, but not you're not going to be. I mean, unless you want to be sitting there, and can you use a crossbow?
I can use these, and she just waves one of these axes that look like well designed for throwing.
Okay, but right. Well, I mean, if you fuck it. If you're sitting beside me, wearing the leather armor, you look like one of my guards. If you're holding the crossbow, you look like one of my guards. If you were then to drop said crossbow or pass it back over your shoulder to my guard, who will actually be sitting in the merchandise area, ready to step forward and take the position for you, whilst you jump off the side, then you won't have to worry about dicking around trying to get yourself into armor whilst other crossbow bolts are flying around, and you can be ready to get stuck in and do what you'll be being paid for.
She just puts the armor on.
Thought so. He waits for you to finish and then just hands you the crossbow from the guard, who sort of like just sulks a little bit. It's like, I custom tooled that one. It's mine. Don't break it.
Do they?
And he climbs
do
into the back of the lead caravan, the lead cart.
She addresses the leader of the caravan and says, "Do the bandits attack any particular? If there's more than a single carriage, are they particular about which ones they attack?"
Well, we don't know. We've never actually been attacked by the bandits. We don't know how many bandits there are. We've done the road a few times. We've never been jumped. But yeah, we don't really want to risk it if it's all the same to you.
Oh, all right. I just like to be in the thick of it. So I'll take up spot in the first carriage.
Okay, so you're going to be hiding in the back of the first carriage, right? Right. Okay. Well, I see. All right, hang on a sec, guys. He gets the other drivers and the guards, and they start moving stock about from one caravan to another. Basically, what was a fairly even load across all three of the carts is now becoming a slightly heavier load in the what would be the rear two carts, and with the front cart having enough space cleared in it for you guys to hide in there without getting fucked.
Yeah.
Trying to jump out and be like, break your neck.
Break a leg, fool.
I don't really want to get into the caravan with them. Can I just sit on the end?
Oh, you want to basically just be like someone sitting on that the classic thing
right.
of a Western thing where you're sitting on the back with your legs dangling off the edge. Yeah, you can do that.
It stumps.
Yeah, man.
And Grokash screeching around the corner. Wait!
Come on, wait for me!
What would Grokash like to do? Is he usually like carry on running and just dive into the rear cart? I'm here. Let's go.
Yeah, dive into the rear cart.
They just look at you, go like, "Is he with you?
Yes, he's with us.
What does he
He's our
do?"
biggest problem. Oh, he's a dangerous man.
I can see he's, but I'm good thing I'm not carrying anything fragile.
I do apologize. He gets better, depending on your definition.
He's set the bar high there.
You just fucking wait.
Right you are. Right you are.
Peeps out of the fucking car. Yeah, you just wait.
Thank you, Grayson, for following. Welcome to the Dungeoneers. Okay, yeah, so we got that. Yeah, so they finished doing stuff. The ones who are hiding in the carts, you get just very basic blankets and throws put over you. So you're surrounded on all sides by very neatly and tightly bundled leather armors, like things like tunics that are bound onto themselves and like sets that are all tied together. And you are then having essentially like a tarp thrown over those of you that are hiding. The guard in the front caravan, he's hiding and like peeking out from the tarp, trying to look out everything that's going on with it. Nimriel is handed a crossbow. Feel free to try and use it. Obviously, you're not proficient, so be prepared to shoot yourself in the face. So you are handed a crossbow. And the driver, the caravan master who's driving that front cart, sits beside you, takes the reins, and starts leading everything out. So in the first cart, we've got Nimriel.
Sorry, what proficiency do you need for a crossbow?
Crossbow proficiency.
Marshall?
Oh, no, yeah, you're a fighter, right? Yeah, you're a fighter. For a second, I thought you were
What? A tavern wench?
No, for a second I thought you were a paladin. I don't know why. For a moment I thought you were a paladin. I don't know why. Yeah, because I know you're a fighter. You're proficient with it. Yeah. So so you are proficient. You'll be fine. So in the first cart we've got the caravan master sitting beside him. We've got Nimriel, and then in the back of that cart, I believe Nemeo's in the back of that cart.
Yes.
Cool.
Is that a light crossbow or a hand crossbow? Sorry.
It's a light crossbow. So then in the second cart, was Grokash dived into the last cart, didn't he?
Correct.
So is Roland Hammer, is he sitting on the back of the last cart?
He was on the back of the last car.
The last cart. Is he gonna go in the middle cart instead, or are you gonna stay sitting on the back of the last cart?
No,
Kidnapped.
yeah, I was going to say I was sitting on the back of the last car. Yeah.
You're staying on the back of the. So basically, the middle cart is empty of players, and then you got the front last cart. Okay, so boom, click, click, off we go. You're clopping down the road, and it takes about 2 hours. You recognise most of the journey because it's the same journey you took down to the city of Neverwinter. So if I just show you on the map what's going on. Basically, you're doing the return journey up past Neverwinter Wood, basically up in the direction of Luskan. And as you're going along on this journey, you do recognise a lot of the path, a lot of the way you went. You recognise the little offshoot road that goes up and to the trail that goes up to where the guild house, the guild hall is set into the mountain. You recognise that as well. And about another half an hour, 45 minutes or so after that, you're starting to enter the woods. Now I need to put something onto the map. Bear with me a second. Because I need to put a relevant token that wasn't previously going to be on this map. That one, no, not that one, not that one. Because it needs to be the perfect one, not that one.
Does anyone remember where the thing is for in this character sheet settings for the crit? Because I don't know if you've done it, Dan, but I haven't removed the crit at 19.
Oh, did you switch your
Yes,
whatever?
actually, yeah.
Ooh.
It's under weapons. Oh, it's actually on the weapon itself. Now you'll have to forgive that this token is not best suited to this map, to be honest. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys the map, because this is an area that you're passing through. Like I said, scale is not the best just because it's just not that good, to be honest. I've done the best I can with it, but it's hopefully I can get this about right if I do it like that. Is that okay about right? That looks like it should be maybe a little bit bigger. So yeah, so if this looks a little bit weird, I can only apologise. Right, okay, so I'll move you guys onto this map view. Now, there's only 2 of the wagons are on this view at the moment. That's something to bear in mind, okay? And this is the reason why there's only 2 wagons on this view, because there's some blockage. Can you all see this okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're coming through the forest, this is the site that you see before you all. And so there is a third wagon. So the wagon that Grokash and Roland Hammer are on is equidistant back, so slightly off of the map. So at the moment,
Can I actually do a check straight away, please? I want to know if that car looks like it was flipped over by some sort of trap, or if it's been moved there.
okay, you doing that from where you are, or would you like to dismount?
Dismount.
Okay.
Take my sword with me, actually, instead of the crossbow. Leave the crossbow with the guy in the back.
Okay, so
Via's listening, and since they're stopping without any...
Yeah, drop off the cart.
Well, she's gonna be prepared to get out of the wagon, but she's not gonna get out yet.
Okay. So I'll just put Nimriel out for now.
Yep. Can I attempt to sneak, actually, please?
Yeah, you can do sneak.
Over there. Something I'm not good with, but I'm not wearing heavy armor, so.
No, the armor you're wearing is padded armor, which provides disadvantage on stealth checks.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Take that padding.
God damn it. Should have stuck with just nothing. Right. Let's see what happens then, shall we? I'm on edit mode. Stupid. Well, could have been worse, right?
Yeah, you're super stealthy. You always think that those things you have to remember is that the characters always believe that they have succeeded at their thing. The character always believe they're being amazingly stealthy or amazingly sneaky or amazingly stuff and padded gives disadvantage for some bizarre reason. I'm assuming because of the fact that it's pads that maybe flap and they make a noise. I don't know. But for whatever reason, padded. Yeah. Leather armor and studded leather armor do not provide disadvantage, but padded armor does.
Right, okay.
Which is also why it's half the price of leather armor, even though it has the exact same stat panel as leather armor, aside from the disadvantage.
I feel like I got fucking baited. Right, okay. Gonna make my way over there around the bushes, so not to make more noise.
Okay, so the horse has been pulled up, and the guard in the second caravan and the third caravan, they're looking around, they're just keeping an eye out, see what's going on with it. They're on edge. The drivers are also on edge. They're ready to just like boom, off we go. Not that it's going to do them much good because of obviously everything is laid out before them.
Can I see, like, looking out for the trees as I'm moving forward before I actually go into this mild opening? Can I see any faces or?
Give me a perception check and see what you can see.
Righto.
You remember to take yourself off of disadvantage if you put your sheet on disadvantage.
I've done it.
Hmm?
God.
You don't see anything.
Right. Just going to move up against the rock face. Go near the edge of the cart. And from here, does it look like the wheels have been jarred by something? Meaning that it's been pushed over sideways by force?
No, it looks like it's been deliberately tipped over by feat of strength. It looks like what the two or more people have come along and like they've tipped it onto its side.
How tall is this rock beside me? This rock face?
The cliff face that goes up about 8-9 feet.
Right, can I climb that, please?
Yeah, sure. Let's have an athletics check to see whether or not you actually like fuck it up and twist your ankle or something on your way down. Just because it's a rock face after all. Ah, yeah, you're fine.
Anything from here? Should have a nice view.
Yes. Give us another perception check. See if you have, because obviously you're taking another look around from a different position. No, you don't see anything.
Nimriel waves down to the guy on the front of the cart to say no sight of anything, using her eyes, putting her hand over her eyes.
Okie. So the driver whistles out, and the guards and other drivers from the other wagons they come down, and these particular map assets that are on here, I can't manipulate them. They are part of the map, so I can't remove the cart. But yeah, they move the carts out of the way as much as they need to. Like they roll it back onto its wheels and roll it out of the way. The other cart they lift up in such a way that the wheels that are still there can still be moved properly. They move that out of the way, and they move the carts. And you have enough space and position now to carry on moving through the forest.
Namia's gonna kind of.
Staying up here.
Yeah. The driver, so the caravan master does say to you guys, right, that to me looked like a bit of a trap. So the only thing I can think of is that sometimes if you've got a hunter out there and he lays his trap and he traps something too big, like he puts out a trap for a wolf and he catches a bear, he don't go near it, does he?
Wait, who got out to move the wagon?
The guards and drivers.
They have their own.
all the
caravan security.
guards.
Yeah, all the guards and
Oh.
drivers. Whilst Nimriel was keeping a watch out, all the other guards and drivers took the opportunity to move the stuff out the way.
Oh, motherfuckers.
What?
They
Makes a lot of
scared me,
noise.
man.
Yeah, makes a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Well, Nimriel's gonna take like a pebble or something and throw it at one of her companions. I'm assuming that she can actually hit one from here.
If you're aiming for the guards and drivers, yes. If you're aiming for
Companions, not
if you're
those
aiming for one
guys.
of your companions, did they choose to get out of the wagons as well?
No,
Nemea is
no.
not. She's.
I just want to get their attention, so yeah, I'll throw a pebble at something that will get their attention.
Well, you can't actually see any of your companions because they're still hidden away inside the wagons.
Well, I'll throw it out the wagon.
So it clanks off, clanks,
Yeah.
kadunks off of the wood.
Yeah, first
Nemea
of all.
grunts and she kind of wiggles. She's been trying to turn herself around inside the wagon, and so she kind of
Comes out ass
sticks her.
first.
No, so her head comes out. She's like, "What the hell?"
Nimriel's waving her, or beckoning her to come to her.
She huffs and it just lets herself kind of roll out of the cart, like with a plop on the ground.
At that time.
What was the fucking point of me
God
being in
damn.
the goddamn cart then? She walks over.
So the driver is so the caravan master he's basically he's back on the wagon as well. He's been supervising the thing, and he's standing up in his driving position. He goes like, near as I can tell, this looks to me like some sort of trap. So if I was the bandit, I'd be out there somewhere where I can see this. Realise that there is such a large and powerful contingent of people caught in this trap, and be leaving it well enough alone. They're probably a bunch of cowards who only go for single traders.
Whoa.
He says, looking
why
around,
are you
raising his
baiting
voice.
them, man? Why are you baiting them?
That's the exact point. That's why he's baiting them.
Does Grokash actually say that?
Well, I wouldn't. I'm in the back of the thing still, but
I mean, you'd hear it. This guy's being
in
quite
that case,
vocal.
yes, I stick my head out, being like, because we're trying to bait them.
These two are so stupid.
Look at Grokash, like, they have to shout.
Nemea looks very confused.
Yeah, Nimriel's just gonna move on.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just search for him.
Yeah,
Let's go get
that's
those
the idea.
bitches.
Do you want us to move in a certain way so that we don't get all over the fucking place?
No, you can move as you see fit. Let me just adjust the map view slightly for the stream view. There we go.
Can I have a
And
token?
I was about to ask, would anyone else like to dismount?
Yeah, I think we're all gonna get out.
Plop,
I'm a hunting.
ploop. Oh, it's done the wrong thing. Hang on. So I didn't set you a token. Bear me a second. I have got the token set. It just hasn't saved. Bear me just a minute.
Before Nimriel gets too far away, Nemea will say to her, thought we were going to ride with them, protect them if they got attacked, and then make our way back on foot.
Mm. It appears they're going to likely be able to leave the area safely because there are so many of them. I was hoping that maybe we could find the origin of this ambush.
All right, then let's do this.
Can we make our own perception checks?
You can each make perception checks if you would like to as well. The caravans are going to start moving off.
Can I
So-
say that that I appreciate that Gurkash is stood next to the log while the dwarf is stood on it?
Did I save the right token? I did save the right token. Yeet.
Yes, good rolls.
So, like I said, I know that they are essentially moving through the map bits of wagon, but I can't take those bits of the wagon out. They're still going to be there.
Whoa, if they're moving that fast, I'm going with. Come on, calm down.
I just wanted to get all three of them onto the map, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay, so Namir and Grokash is Rollenhammer rolling a perception as well? The one person who actually asked if we can roll as well.
Yeah, I did roll one, but I think he said to GM instead of.
It may have done. It did set to GM. So that's it was a 12. Okay, so you don't notice anything. Namir obviously got the crit there as well, so you notice it. Namir, you notice that whilst there aren't any bandits around here straight away that you can see, you do notice quite a lot of tracks that are basically that they're recently people have left the area. You also notice that at the top of the tree that you're in, so not the top of the tree that you're under, there is what appears to be sort of there's a sort of like a platform suspended between some of the trees.
Of course.
Between some of the branches, I should say.
Nemia will go ahead and climb up the tree.
Okay.
So athletics.
Yeah, basically just to see whether or not you fall out the tree more than anything else. You didn't say, I'm only going to make you fall out the tree if you get a critical fail. So no, yeah, you get out the tree. You're like one of the branches snaps away in your hand as you're going up. You're like, oh no, and you manage to catch on the branch. So you're okay. You feel like you may have come a little bit close, given that you rolled a 2. Sorry, a 3. You feel like you came very very close to falling out of the tree, but no, you're like, oh no, you're okay. So yeah, so you're up that tree, and you no, you don't see anyone around.
Okay. She'll go ahead.
I was just gonna say, while she's up there, can I like scream like the loudest I could possibly manage in like intimidation, and just to trying to get people to, I don't know, be scared?
Yeah, sure.
See if they run away.
Give us an intimidation check.
Nemia will.
What is that? There we go.
Do you have access to another character sheet?
No, Tarkus.
I changed it here.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Tarkus is his account name. So that's rather convenient done that way. You have managed to spook the horses of the first carriage, of the first cart.
Oh.
And it takes off.
Oh, no way. No way.
Bye, friends.
Bro, Cash. God damn it.
And the driver's like, oh fucking hell, Jesus Christ! He's trying to.
In reaction to that, can I say that anything in the scenery around is startled by the horses plowing forward?
Nothing from the starting coming up around from it. You do see quite a few things like the birds and that are in the trees. It was like brrr, they take off like a cloud of everything.
Oh, lovely.
Sorry, my chair was. I put chair down by mistake. Yeah, so the other carts they decide that they will. Yeah, good. They both decide they're going to do a better job of reining their animals in, but they are going to increase their pace slightly to catch up with the lead cart, the lead wagon.
While the carts are eagerly getting away from Grokash, Namil will say to Nimriel, I see tracks.
Far out.
Well, I guess she'll shout it, and she points in the direction she saw the tracks, and then she climbs down the tree.
Okay, so just so you know that the tracks, they from the top of the tree, the best you can tell, the tracks seem to have headed off to the northeast.
Oh right, perfect. That's where I am.
So she'll move in that direction once she makes sure that Grokash and Roland are headed in the same direction.
Yeah, I'll come now.
I need to actually. I was so unprepared for this turn of events and this particular things to happen. I now actually need to potentially need to create a new map.
Oh damn.
Unless I've got one that I can make use of.
You know, it's just 180 flip this one and bring us in from the equivalent corner across from it.
No, because that won't work for what I want to do. But let me just, because I've got some maps I already have prepared. Let me just check some stuff. Not that one.
When Grokash catches up, she slaps him on the ass with her sword. Come on, man.
That one work? Oh, won't work.
It's not even phased. Look at him. He's used to it. Gorkash is waiting for that plated tail.
Oh yeah, that one can work. I can use this. Right, yeah, okay. I've got a map we can use. I've got a map that we can use. Bear with me just a minute.
So
you
are these guys getting away safely then? Is that what it's looking like?
they appear to be unmolested, as the phrase goes.
Nice.
Who uses that phrase?
Plenty of people do.
Jesus. That's the first time I've heard it.
Really?
Talking about you get molested all the time, going to the stores. Come on.
Doesn't matter if I get it, I've just never heard the phrase.
Nothing like a cheeky.
I like to be molested in
one time
silence.
reach around molest on your way to the stores.
No one talked, it was just eye contact.
Did you feel sexually assaulted?
No, I love it.
Thought so. Are the tracks right beside us by any chance, Dan?
There is a trail that heads off in that direction. Yes.
Let's take a look. Lean down and have a look at this trail.
Yep. Give me a survival check if you're examining tracks.
Indeed. I want to know. I still want to know how old these tracks look.
With a 15, they appear to be less than an hour old.
How many people?
More than 3.
Okay. And Emil shares the information with the pie. At least 3 barbarians, bandits. An hour, maybe. Emphasis on the maybe.
So we might want to sneak up on them if we can. With they'll likely have those range attacks. Oh, and I believe you just got a free set of armor, Namiya says, looking at Nimril.
She kind of tugs at it and has this disgusted look on her face. She'd rather be wearing her underwear, to be honest. It's her underwear's, like the half sleeve, half knee, down to the knee, quite covering PJs.
Alright, so I wasn't expecting to do this.
None of that silk.
I'm just prepping some stuffs.
Roland Hammer looks at her, just don't worry, I'll fix it.
Cool. Right. Okay. So you find these tracks, and it does appear that there is some tracks going heading away. Tracks of more than 3 people, less than an hour old, heading away from this region. Or heading away from this particular area.
So we're just gonna go after him, yeah?
It's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Let us fuck. And I
Excuse
run
me.
off after. Where are the tracks?
Fucking
I actually
hell.
have to see
Off you go.
Tree hugging activists over here. Running off into the wilds to fuck.
So off we go. Now as you head deeper into the woods, you able to keep some track of them, of these footsteps and footprints, and you're bimbling along, which is a proper technical term, bimbling.
Namiya will attempt to be stealthy, but hers is going to be a disadvantage.
Let's have it then.
What kind of medium armor are you wearing? Oof.
Oh dear.
Clank.
No,
Oh.
she's wearing heavy armor. It's just not plate. It's chain mail.
Yeah. So you are proficient in heavy armor, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just it goes clinking. Yeah. I was thinking because they got had someone else doing something else as well. It's fine. Yep. Go on.
Wow, that was Westlaw dropping, right?
Huh?
the
It
channel.
was, it was West.
Yes. Yes, that's Wessel's gone. That's fine. Because he's doing his own thing anyway. I didn't get to see. If you're still listening via the stream or anything, then see you later, Westlaw. Have yourself a lovely day.
Bye bye, Westlaw.
Right. Okay. So you're heading off and on your way, and eventually you find you're approaching a raised mound. Which you see from a distance as a raised mound, and the reason you see it is because you can see there's like a thin trail of smoke coming up. So from that, so from a distance you can see there's a bit of a mound. You can just about make it out through the trees, and there's a thin trail of smoke that's going up. That's as much as you can see at the moment. That's what has stopped you and caught your attention through the passive perception of the group. That is what you have noticed. That's why I'm telling you that now.
Is there any smells?
Have me another active perception check, and let's see what you can see. Or smell, I should say.
So that was sent to GM as well. Why is it doing that?
Check at the top of your sheet.
Yeah.
It should have a bit that's highlighted that says either all, GM, or self.
Yeah, done it. I've checked it.
Cool. So with the 21 perception, you are able to catch the it's like a faint whiff of something cooking.
Oh, pleasant. Oh, not pleasant.
It's basic. You know, you can smell that there is food cooking, but it's not like spiced luxury food or anything. For it, you get it's the smell
it's not like
of a
corpse is cooking. Or
no.
like
It's the smell of a campfire. You know, it's got that sort of that woody sort of smell for it. But then also there's there's something else there with it. There's something cooking on this campfire.
All right. So I guess I'll follow the smell.
Okay. As you approach because you are a ranger, I'll tell you this is what you're seeing anyway. So as you approach the go further towards that mound, you start to notice that it's in a bit of a not so much a clearing, but certainly a much less densely wooded area. And you can see there is it's a mound, and at the top of that mound is sort of like the broken down ruins of a tower. And if you can, please give me another perception check, please. Yeah, you're not. I mean, you can see that the smoke trail is basically coming out of that tower. So, the best you can reason is that someone is using that place as a place to make camp.
All right. Am I on my own at the?
Well, the rest of the party is with you.
Yeah.
It's just that you're at the front.
Yeah. So I'd just relay what my guesses are to the other group, what I can see, smell, things.
If they're in camp, we can get the jump on them. But should we crest the hill or go around the hill?
Why not try both?
We could.
Yeah, I'll go over the hill.
I'll go straight for them.
Right. So just so you know, the tower is on the top of the hill.
Ah.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood what you were explaining then. So we all have to get up on the hill. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry about it.
Welcome back.
So I heard a bit of that. There's a broken ruin on a hill with smoke coming out of it.
Yeah. Pretty much it.
What was the reaction to that? Because I missed a little bit in between there. What are we doing?
We're trying to devise a way to attack it.
Have we seen anyone? Heard anyone?
No, not as of. I haven't.
I propose Grokash and I go in first.
Yeah.
Well, I look at what's wrong with me.
Can you take a hit?
Who knows?
Well, why don't you show us what you got? You lead the way.
Nimriel's going to take this armor off.
Okay.
Here's that woman, and I'm gonna go ahead and go straight for the door. No questions, no messing.
Mia's got her sword drawn and her shield, and she's following.
Okay, dokie. I'm going to put you guys onto this map, and I will.
Nimriel's going to flank around the side in stealth. If that's
Okay, so let's have another stealth roll for me then, please, because you are choosing to do a stealthy action. So you're going around the side because
why is it red?
you've
Armor,
left
right.
on disadvantage.
It's 14.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Fair enough.
Because I'm
And
actually wearing the armor. How the fuck is it listed?
I mean, if you drop it on your sheet, it should be under equipment and just uncheck it, and it should change your. Well, I know it'll change your
there it
AC.
is. Jesus, it's so hard to just identify that one item by itself. Yeah, I just need.
what's Grokash doing, by the way?
I guess I'll stealthily try and follow the dwarf.
Just checking
Where's my-
this. Sorry.
Okay, so let's have a stealth roll from you then, please.
Yeah, just loading that up now. Where are you? Fantastic.
Oh, look at the
I'm
other
a shadow.
number. Look at the other number.
Oh, motherfucker.
I'm a shadow.
I'm a shadow in the night. Huh?
He's not following me, is he?
No, he's following. Rolling Hammer.
Can I push into a sprint and use Long Strider on myself?
Sure. Yeah, you can't cast a spell as one would. That would make sense. Cause yeah. So the way you phrased it confused me for a second. I was like, he's just casting a spell. Yeah, you can cast a spell.
Yeah. So use Long Strider and pick up a sprint
Yeah.
towards the door.
Okay. So we're going to position you slightly further forward as a starting point on this one then. Okay. So now I'm going to move the view onto the map. Bear with me a second. And I need to put you onto which one? It's this one here. So just move these things around. Doop.
I'm a dwarf of light.
Okie dokie. Now I do need everyone to roll me initiatives at this point as well, because now that you're a little bit closer, you notice some stuff. Make sure you have your token selected when you click initiative on your character sheet. So that's one thing we didn't go over before we were creating your sheets. And I need that one open.
Yes, continue to roll well.
And I set that to that, for that one there, and then that one there, for that one there. And then that one.
You have to highlight your token first.
Yeah, so you select your token, and then click initiative.
Sorry for the delays.
That's right. So I need that one,
Right.
and then I need.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah. So I will be with you guys in just a moment, because I actually am about to do something really horrible.
Oh crap.
Properly horrible.
Turns out there's a family of 50 in there. Oh crap.
No, it's going to be worse than that, because the first thing that happens is you do notice that there is actually a couple of guards.
We'll let the dwarf run up the middle.
And the next thing I'm going to do, which is properly horrible, is we're not going to start this fight. We're going to end it there.
Nice.
Oh snap!
Because of the time is, I don't particularly want to get bogged down into this fight, because this fight could potentially take a little while, as fights are prone to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to find ourselves another, as is the way now, as the way we decide to do things for D&D, we're going to find ourselves a lovely D&D streamer to host, someone who's going to be enjoying this little surprise. And we're going to go spread that love. So let's just have a quick look, see who we can find. Let's scroll down the bottom of the list, see what's going on.
How many do you reckon are in there? I reckon like 6 at most.
I don't know, but I don't know how much advanced speed I've got with the long stride.
If memory serves, it basically just doubles your movement speed.
50 then.
So I can get in pretty quick and out
Yeah.
the back.
I'll
tell you when I
so
see
we'll double check it in a couple minutes. Let's see.
With dash, you could do 75. Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry, disengage. You could do this distance.
Yeah.
Because disengage is your movement again, and then you've got your.
Let's.
Well, hang on, does it double your disengage
I
speed?
think that's literally the
Well,
person I just found.
Does it?
No, because disengage is a particular an action, and you make a 10-foot move as a part of a disengage. So that's
wait,
a
only
bit
10
more.
foot?
Yeah, because it gets you.
Oh.
I thought
and-
disengage just stopped you from provoking.
Well, it does that as well. It
That's only 10 foot. So is it dash that allows you your movement distance?
Yeah,
Alright,
So
okay.
I'm
if you
gonna.
take the disengage action, your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks for this turn. And then dash is when you take the dash action, you gain extra movement for the current turn. This equals your speed after modifiers.
Yeah, we'll double check it to make
nice.
sure. As far as I know, disengage you take a 10-foot movement as a part of the disengage.
Well, if he doesn't get hindered, his dash
So,
can
so-
actually get him right over the
Right, yeah,
end.
okay, so yeah, what we're good is we are going to go say hello to Grandma Flynn. These guys are actually sitting around a table. They've got a proper gaming table for this, so we're going to go say hello to these guys. This is Grandma Flynn.
Long
Alrighty.
stride.
A nice little bit of surprise for him. So slash raid. Make sure I've got it spelt correctly.
10 foot, so 80.
Grandma Flynn. There we go. I've spelt it incorrectly. That's what I've done, so I want to double check to make sure. Either as Grand Mufflin. It's entirely possible it's Grand Mufflin as well. Anyway, yeah, so that's the end of D&D for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night with the Sunday Wolves. Hopefully we're seeing some of you guys there then as well. And yeah, next week we'll be picking up on this combat and finding out exactly what's going on. And Pook should hopefully be spending some time reading a book. Because that's what Pook does. But hopefully we'll see you next time, my friends. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye-bye. Praise our in Jesus.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good one.
Right.
Ta-da.
And down it goes.